Alberto Tom's 20, what up? AKA Albert Ox. Yo, that should be your rap name, is Albert Ox. You're a rapper now. Whether you knew it or not. What up, homie? Clearly, I'm setting things up for gray matter. This is all the shit I be doing for RIPT and Mob Deep Mondays right before the show that y'all don't see. Alright. I might as well invite Carrie. You know what I should do is play some motherfucking music while I'm waiting. My bad, everybody. Shit. What the fuck am I doing? See, this is what happens whenever I go live before I'm actually supposed to be on here. You get a whole bunch of me doing dumb shit.
Walking down the street, I seen a beautiful model type, holding hands with a collecting bottle type ass nigga. So when they walked past, I go to grab and she pulled away like she ain't want cash, nigga. So I asked sister, don't I look better than that, nigga? And she turned around and laughed as to mock me, saying you too cocky. I love him, now stop please, because
love is in the eyes of the beholder. I used to keep the lighthouse lit for you. Hoping there's a chance you would stay sober and find your way back home without
99 plus 1 equals me. My queen try to spoil me with good food and loyalty. Treat me like a king and I'm royalty. And on my birthday, she even get raunchy. Neighbor said that I'm a monster. My moms think I'm handsome. She know I ain't had that chain. The cops came and she screaming, unhand him. No love like a mother's love. May not see it, but you feel it, huh? Sucker punch. My pops got tired of coming to the precinct, me acting indecent. Look at your son. But he never flipped on me. Instead he said, sit, homie. Schooled me about laws and a system too. I guess love is really unconditional.
love is in the eyes of the beholder. The ground used to tease, but I understand for you. Pieces of the ground. Hoping there is a chance you would stay so. Pieces of the ground.
Yo, what up, what up, what up? It is 8 o'clock, which means it's another episode of Grey Matter. Week 16's in the books. I'm waiting for Carrie to pop in the room. I'm not going to say I can guarantee Nice ain't going to be here. I don't think Nice is showing up the rest of this season, everybody. So, in the meantime, speaking of the silky voiced wonder himself, ladies and gentlemen, the man with the silkiest voice in sports television entertainment, Carrie Height. What up, yo?
Chilling mine.
Yeah, we're not going to see Nice the rest of this year. It's not going to happen. Dude, he hasn't even answered a text to me. I have literally been reaching out through secondary people, and it's over.
We already knew that. You know, I just want to say this. It's, one of the backslides, one of the downfalls in fantasy. Make playoffs, doing well. You see a route, you see a path to get into the chip, and you make one little roster change that just switches everything for you.
What happened?
Like I told you, I switched out. I didn't. Matter of fact, I didn't switch out Aaron Rodgers for Matthew Ice Cream, even though I knew Matthew Ice Cream would have a good day against Tampa Bay's shitty secondary. And because of that, I lost that game. The dude who beat me ended up losing in the championship. And because of the game Stephon Diggs had last night, I would have beaten any and everyone in the league. I would have easily coasted to a chip because Myles Gaskins came back, bald. T. Higgins because
I had T. Higgins.
T. Higgins because Brandon came back to play quarterback. Brandon Allen, who throws the rock. Brandon Allen played. So T. Higgins balled.
Yep.
And Stephon Diggs absolutely went apeshit.
Yeah,
because of the MVP Allen throwing to him.
Yeah, I'm learning quickly that at the highest level, when you're trying to win these ones with people who know what the fuck they're doing, one mistake and you're in 30th place out of 600,000 instead of first, like you should have been.
My mistake was not going with the knowledge that I had that Matthew Ice Cream would have a great day, even though Atlanta would lose. But he would have a great day.
Yeah, no, I had it all right except one. Third wide receiver. I had everybody right this week. Everyone.
Mm-hmm.
David Montgomery.
Bald.
I had the one miss that I had, and I misthought it. When I saw that Joe Mixon was out, I was like, oh, Giovanni Bernard's about to get busy. He's going to get a lot of touches. P. Ryan got him off.
Oh, I didn't tell you the best part of that story. You know who I beat to get third? A cat who had Alvin fucking Kamara, who went dumb ape shit. When I saw Alvin Kamara have a game, I was like, well, I said, I lost this game already. I don't even know. There's no point of me even looking at this game. I mean, looking at the rest of this, how this shit shapes out. But on a Monday night, when I wasn't even looking at that game, Stephon Diggs
got busy.
You beautiful son of a bitch.
Yeah, so one thing that I dislike about fantasy football is how big the injuries play into the rest of your goddamn day.
Well,
so I had a really good roster set up. I mean, I didn't have both running backs because, as you know, the end of the year, it's a little bit iffy who's going to get the playing time and touches and things like that. I had pretty much had it all set up properly, and I was up in, dude, I'm telling you, I'm cracking like money games where I'm only putting up 5 cents. I'm like on the edge of winning big. And motherfucking KJ Hamler goes and gets hurt in the first fucking quarter on the second drive. Concussion. Out.
Think of all the people who had Matthew Stafford. See ya. He got them one single solitary point. Listen, but that's also real football.
Yeah, no, of course.
You don't expect your starters to go out like that, or people you've been counting on.
No, of course, but it was just like, damn, Hamler's hurt. It's not like I have a backup that can go in. That's just nothing for the day.
Set.
And I knew it as soon as I saw questionable on his face. I was like,
You better hope your kicker gets 6 field goals, 6, 7 field goals.
so I went and checked and saw it was a concussion thing. I was like, he's not coming back in. Thanks, guys.
Nope.
So that was a mistake. I mean, I didn't lose any money, but I only won like $1 and something this week.
All right.
It's like, I'll take it, but man, I'm right on due to carry. I'm telling you, next year, I'm gonna fuck this shit up because now I already have a formula on how to figure it out for next year. I'm just not doing it because I don't want to put that much time into week 16 and 17 right now. I'm just like, whatever.
It does take time.
Yeah. You gotta look at matchups in history versus what types of players and schemes and all this shit. It's a lot of work, and realistically, I put it in about an hour before kickoff.
I could have told you that the Jets were going to win this week. Because, matter of fact, I picked the Jets to win, to beat the spread on my other app where we do spreads. And I was like, oh, Jets might even actually win this game, and they did. Like at this point, Jets are just like, we're going to do it all now. We're going to do everything. We're going to show you who we really are.
All right, so now that we're on to real football, I have some disturbing news. And if this is true, I am renouncing my Patriot fandom.
You're going to renounce your throne
on the spot.
Like Prince Hakeem
on the
throne.
I renounce my throne. So I am hearing rumors, and you'll understand why. And I will put my fandom on hold until this is either verified true or this ride that they're about to take is over. I am hearing rumors that Bill Belichick has been talking to motherfucking Adam Gase about becoming the quarterback's coach in New England. Yeah, look at the look on your face. How do you think I feel as a Patriots fan? I told you, I won't watch them. I will not support it. I'm not going to go down in a burning ship. This will free me to do what... This is exactly what happened whenever when Duncan retired and that whole San Antonio run was over. I was like, well, I'm not a fan of anybody now. I'm just going to watch the sport as a whole.
So going off of what you said, that Belichick jumped on the bat phone, called Gase, told him how to win that game. What you didn't mention that Gase said, okay.
No fucking way.
You got to give me a jeer.
We have breaking news right now.
Holy monkey.
This is something I never thought was going to happen the rest of this football season, everybody.
It was an APB. It was a serious APB. You got all sorts of milk cartons.
What up, y'all? What's good?
Yo, nice. You already know what I want to talk to you about.
What we tell you?
We told you it was going to happen. We told you it was going to happen.
I told you don't get connected to that broad, man. Don't fall in love. You fell in love.
Oh, man.
You fell in love with the stripper.
Listen.
You fell in love with the stripper.
It's over, man. It's over. I dropped the Jets, man. It's over.
Yeah!
It's officially over, y'all. New year.
It's a victory in 2020.
Yeah. New year, new beginnings, man. I can't do it no more.
All right, so nice. What I said to Carrie last week was that I will, and I've told you, and you can vouch for this, Nice. Every single year before the season starts, I would give Nice the opportunity to dump the Jets and pick a new team, and I would not get mad at him or call him a bandwagon. And I told Carrie last week, I was like, yo, after they won, I said, Nice you got a 1 week opportunity to pick any team you want, and I will never look back, son. That's your squad. It always has been. Like, you've been rocking with them forever.
Right up.
Yeah, I love them. I got love for them. But I gotta hang the banner up, man. I gotta hang it up, man.
Yo, so you gonna go with your B squad, or you picking a new one?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Seattle.
I
man.
knew that. Well,
That's my
I can respect
record.
that. You've been Seattle's been your B team forever, so I can respect it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, man. Yeah, I gotta
thought
go
you
with
might
my
go
boys,
Chargers.
man.
I thought you might go Chargers, but okay.
Nah, nah. Seattle, it is, man. Jamal
Alright.
Adams over there.
Yo,
I'm with
nice,
it, man.
nice. I got some breaking news in the NFL. Not only have you renounced your Jets fandom, today live on air, I have renounced my Patriots fandom also.
Oh!
Announce this throne. Announce it.
Yes. New beginning, y'all. New beginning.
Yo, nice. Let me tell you why, and you're going to understand exactly when I tell you why. And Kerry's not even mad at me. He gets it, because he would do the same thing if it happened to the G-Med. Yo, so I'm hearing rumors that Bill Belichick has been talking to one Adam Gase about coming up to New England and being the quarterback's coach.
Oh man. Oh yes. You must leave.
Yeah,
You
I'm done.
must leave.
I'm done, son.
Yeah.
I will not support that in any way.
You must be.
Yes, guys. I came on here because I had to make that announcement.
Yeah.
Right now I'm
Nah, you did the right thing.
I'm finishing up the album with Havoc right now. That's why I haven't been around the last week.
Well,
So, you know-
convenient sessions when the Jets get that W. Nice, all of a sudden you got sessions with Havoc every Tuesday at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm here right now. I'm about to get in the stew and finish wrapping it up. You know what I mean? 6 album should be coming out in 2 weeks, y'all. It's gonna be.
That's what's up.
All right, word. You already know we going to support.
Yeah.
Check for that, man. Go do your thing, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate you popping in. I ain't even mad at the Seahawks pick because you've been a Seahawks.
Yeah, exactly. You know the vibes, man.
Yeah, you've been a Ghost Hawk fan for years, so I ain't even mad at that one.
Word up.
Exactly. So next week I'll be back at it again with y'all. I'm gonna be good next week because the album should be done by then. So I'll be good.
Nice. I mean, nice. You already know what I'm doing. Of course, I'm rocking with the GOAT. And once the GOAT retires, if this Adam Gase thing really plays out, I'm all on with Justin Herbert. Let's go. Let's go, Bolts.
Somebody
let's
like
go,
snap up
Bolts.
the Chargers. Somebody.
Yeah. Justin Herbert doing his thing.
And I've watched every single game this year. I've watched like 4 Bucks games. I've watched every Herbert game from front to back. So I'm already a Herbert fan. So
You already know how I feel about Herbert.
yeah, so nice. Go do your thing, man. Tell H I said what up, man.
Alright, for sure. Yeah, man. I gotta chop it up with you too. I'll call you later on.
Yeah, just hit me. I already know. I already know. Yeah,
yeah,
just
yeah.
hit me, dude.
Yeah, Jacksonville, man. Look out for them next season, man. They gonna be real.
Yeah, me and Kerry,
Law.
you already know. All right, nice. Yo, hit me later, son.
Alright, y'all.
All right.
Alright.
Sure.
That is incredible. He finally renounced his Jets fandom. Dude, I've been trying for over a decade. Like, come on, son. Don't do this to yourself.
Listen, if this was the year to do it, if this wasn't the year, there was going to be no other year. This was the year. He did it.
Yeah, finally.
Proud of him.
I am too. And like I said, I ain't even, dude, he's been on Russell Wilson and the Seahawks as his B squad because the
Yeah.
Jets have sucked for so long. He's had to have somebody else to root for. It's always been the Seahawks, even before Jamal Adams got there. So I'm with it.
Trust me. In basketball, my West Coast team has always been Golden State. Like, I was rocking with Golden State since TMC, but especially when it had Baron Davis,
Monte Ellis.
Monte Ellis, you know what I'm saying? Andres Biedrins, Steven Jackson, Corey Maggette,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like Matt Barnes. Don't even fuck with me. I'm not a bandwagon Golden State fan. I've been rocking with these dudes. They knocked out Dallas in the first round when Dallas was supposed to go to the finals that year.
Well, you can see where my fandom was,
Oh,
obviously.
And you know that was my number. That was my man. Actually, they did a special, him and GP.
I was a huge Sonics fan, and then once Sean Kemp, once they let him leave and go to Cleveland, I was like, how dare you?
Yeah.
How dare you?
And because he talks about it, because he was like, then I had to go up against Patrick Ewing and Alonzo Mourning every night. He said, that shit wasn't fun. He said, now I'm getting banged around.
Yeah, so I mean, and by that time, once he was, off to Cleveland, well then, Tim Duncan was in the league, and I was a Wake Forest fan as a kid. Randolph Childress.
Randolph. Woo.
Was my favorite player as a kid, Randolph Childress, man. So once
him and Travis Best going at it.
Yeah. And then once Tim Duncan got to the league, I just started following the Spurs, just watching them. And then, dude, they were literally like the NBA version of the Patriots. I was like, you guys are the Patriots basketball. This is awesome.
Man, is there any question that Pop and Hoodie are friends?
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
Hoodie, Bill Parcells, Bob Knight, all these guys cut from the same cloth.
And you see the teams that I tend to gravitate towards are those types of coaches. I like that type of coaching. They're successful people. What else do you want? You're trying to win.
Absolutely.
This is fucking crazy. So now that we got that out of the way, so I heard that thing on Adam Gase and my jaw literally hit the floor. I was like, I can't. Dude, I've been in a bad mood all day. I've literally been in a bad mood all day because of this shit.
I feel like Adam Gase is the plug for the entire league. He's the plug. He's like this all day. He's the plug for the entire league. Because ain't no way in hell he should continue to get all these damn jobs. I'm sorry.
Yeah, man, I can't.
Who are well deserving of jobs and don't get no jobs. Don't even get a look. And he stays getting jobs.
And good ones. Like, you got head coaching gigs, and now you're going to fall into the Patriots system to where you're almost guaranteed to get another look after they're successful.
Jim Caldwell had the Lions fucking relevant again, lost his job, and he's just finally getting another look for the Texans. Just finally.
Yeah, this is dude, I'm telling you, if you just saw the look on my face a couple hours ago,
I feel it. Listen, when you come on air and say you renounce a 20-year relationship, come on now.
And listen, people, Kerry knows I was no bandwagon Boston fan. I went to college in Boston. You get wrapped up in it. It happens. And I became a real fan. I knew their practice squad players, where they went to fucking high school at. I knew everything about everything on that team. I was fully invested. But if you're going to get motherfucking Adam Gase on the squad, I'm out.
Travesty.
Yeah, completely. It's just what an easy way for me to move into being a fan of the game again and not so myopically focused on one thing.
And also, speaking of fandom of the game, I don't know how much you saw of last night's game, but thank goodness for the second half. Really, Josh Allen could have thrown for, because he threw for 5, how many touchdowns? 5?
4.
4?
4, yeah.
Okay. He could have thrown for 7.
Yeah.
There were 3 touchdowns dropped. A running back dropped it, a tight end dropped it, and somebody else dropped in the end zone. He could have had 7.
I mean, you could tell in New England they have checked out. Cam is not the answer.
Well, I mean, also, I saw a couple plays there. Their line just got blown the fuck up. He literally had no. I was like, damn it, Cam. But I was like, oh shit, there was nothing he could have done.
I mean, you have to think of the dynamics, not just for the players, because honestly, not too many of them have actually got to experience the Patriots dynasty. Each year there's a few that get to stay and whatnot, but that success breeds you getting big contracts from other people. So you don't really stay that long.
And also, I understand what he was saying, and I get what he's trying to do. He was trying to hold on to something that's no longer there, because you just didn't have those players. A lot of those players either got traded away or opted out. What you had was a shell. You had an idea. You had just a sniff. You had like leftover residue of what the Patriots were. You didn't step into that, Cam. You didn't step into that same culture. It just was not that at all.
Not even close. And it's got to be
2 players.
Kerry, I think more along the lines of like even the equipment managers. Dante Scarnecchia, who's been there this entire 20-year run, and then all of a sudden, you're now playing for the first time in 2 decades meaningless football games. These end of the season games don't mean anything, and they're getting destroyed.
Yeah.
It's incredible to see it.
That offensive line just got ran through.
You got, like, literally think about it. You got guys coming into the office for the first time in 2 decades knowing that this doesn't even mean anything.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
You can see it on the field too. I can tell that the on-field preparation is not. They have mailed it in. They're not. They don't give a fuck. It's over.
Also, who are you throwing to?
No one. Absolutely no one.
You know who's playing? Who is trying to play hard? Sony Michel. Because he ain't play all damn year. He just wanted to stretch his legs out. So he was trying to play hard. But other than that, the ones who have been there for the majority of the season, it was just another walkthrough. It was a walkthrough.
Yeah, it was. It's interesting, but nothing lasts forever. What an incredible freaking run they had, but it is crashing and burning. That is for sure.
And there was a clear passing of the guard of who's the best quarterback in that conference right now in that division. Easy to see.
I mean, also, like, nobody plays.
I'm surprised if he gets the MVP.
He's not going to get it this year.
You think he's going to go to Aaron?
Guaranteed, because they basically were neck and neck, and then in week 16, Patrick kind of struggled against a bad team, and Aaron went in a snow blizzard and was almost perfect.
Which is why I flipped it. So then, if I would have flipped it last week, and I would have started Matthew Ice Cream, I'd have been in the chip.
Yeah.
And then, even if I flipped it, because I started Matthew Ice Cream this week, while Aaron was balling on my bench, and it was because of Stephon Diggs saved my ass to win. Against a squad, again, I repeat, who had Alvin Kamara, who dropped 50 fucking plus points.
By himself.
One player. So,
incredible. Well, it's interesting because now the NFC playoffs go through Green Bay. All right, so if you think, you think about the teams in the NFC, they're not built to play in cold weather. There's none of them. But Tampa's like the only other.
Two teams I remember beating them. Michael Vick led Atlanta. Eli led G's.
Exactly. It just doesn't happen. So, and now you're looking at the only other NFC team that is loaded for this playoff run and who is awful. Their offenses look pretty fucking good right now. There's only two, because Gronk's on there. There's only 2 players that have ever played in that type of temperatures before when it means a lot. And that's going to affect other teams.
Right.
Yeah, that's going to affect other teams because look at Tennessee. They look like they have never played in snow in their lives, and Green Bay look like they do this every day.
Which, for a team that primarily runs the ball, if you can't run it in cold weather, what are you doing?
Yeah, I could not.
You can't pass it. You have to be able to run it in cold weather.
Well, there was a huge mistake, and there was a lot of coaching mistakes this week. Like that Tennessee game, I'm putting that on the coaching because they got down early and just, all right, we're going to stop running the ball, and we're just going to try to throw it in the snowstorm because we're down 19. Dude, there was still 3 quarters left. Just fucking stick to your game plan.
The Rock. You have King Henry, and it's against the Green Bay defense. You will break them down.
Just run the rock and just double Devontae Adams. What are you doing?
Yes. I don't know why people have not figured that.
You know how they got two defensive players on the gunner and on the punt team? I would put 2 players on him at the line of scrimmage just like that. Beat me with someone else. I don't fucking care.
If you have Scandalous beat me, well then let him have a career day. Then you're gonna force him to have a career day.
Devontae is reaching like all-time great numbers this year because you have to remember he's got 17 touchdowns. He's only played in 12 games. People are looking like, yeah, he's around the league leader in all the stats. Justin Jefferson has played 2 more games. Calvin Ridley has played 2 more games. Stephon Diggs, 2 more games.
Every game, yeah.
Travis Kelce, 2 more games. Like, this guy has 17 fucking touchdowns in 12 and a half games. That is incredible in the NFL. When everyone knows you're getting the ball.
Yeah. So if we talking old school, and we're talking when they played 14 games. Come on now.
Yeah, you're looking at OJ numbers.
Yeah.
That was the last statistical season of 14 games that just jumped off the compared to the 16 games, which is now they've already approved the 17th game for next year. So now the 16 game season is out. The season, all the shit has just happened. Like today, I was watching the Pat McAfee show, and I'm just like, well, goddamn, there's a lot of shit happening today. What the fuck?
Like they just like really fuck Rona. We gonna add another game and
Yep.
another one.
The people need it.
This is for the people.
It's for the people, yo. Yo, but I couldn't. I'm sitting there watching that Tennessee game, and I knew it early. I was like, oh, they're going to lose this game badly because they have abandoned who they are really early in the game.
And that, like, listen, when you go player matchup versus player matchup, as pundits, as people who know the game, you see the game, and what you should do, you can give a good guess on who should win certain matchups. But then when you have terrible coaching and you don't put your players in the best position, calling the best plays so for them to have success against their mismatch, against their player matchups, then you get blowouts just like this.
All right, so
There's no way that Green Bay should have blown out Tennessee like that.
not in the snow. I'm like, oh my god,
No
Tennessee's
way.
about to win the time of possession
No
battle like
Right.
2-1.
Exactly. Actually, I had Tennessee winning that game.
I mean, I had Green Bay with the victory, but when I saw that weather report, I was like, uh-oh. And then the game started, I was just like, what the fuck is going on? Aaron's looking like Tom because the cold weather never bothered him.
I saw the weather report, and I saw, because, Aaron, he gives you, sometimes he gives you California Aaron, sometimes he gives you Green Bay Aaron. So the last time it was cold like that, he gave us California Aaron, and he had 200 yards against the the Carolina Panthers. So Tennessee's defense is better than Carolina's defense. So I was like, well, and then they're going to run the rock. They actually have legit running back action and stud receiver. Okay, yeah, I could see Tennessee pulling this out. Poor coaching.
Devontae Adams is better than Malcolm Butler. That's what it came down to.
Oh, well,
That was the game.
we know that.
All right, so you saw the mistake that Malcolm Butler made. He made a nice pick,
Uh-huh.
right? Stood up and did the.
Oh, discount double check.
Do you know what happened on the next drive? Devontae Adams caught 6 passes and a touchdown on the next drive.
Let me tell you something. Historically, anyone who has mocked discount double check has gotten scorched.
He even said it today because Pat McAfee asked him on Aaron Rodgers Tuesday, like, did you see Malcolm Butler do that? And he was just like, all right, let me tell you something. That never really works out well for anybody who tries to do that with me.
Scorched earth. He sees that, and he's like, oh, just like if you saw Great White Hype, and Damon Wayans was like, oh, out of shape Damon Wayans was like, he got punched in the face. He's like, oh, you trying to embarrass me on national TV? And proceeded to whoop the shit out of that dude. Yeah, you don't do that. You just don't do that. You don't use somebody's thing to mock them because they come in hot, especially a quarterback.
You don't do it against the greats.
You don't.
Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Kobe. These are players that you don't piss off.
You mock their signature shit, they are going to destroy you. And let you know every step of the way. When Muhammad Ali from Cassius Clay to Muhammad Ali,
Mm-hmm.
and Ernie Shavers thought it was cute, saying his mama called him Clay, I'ma call him Clay. He could have beaten Ernie Shavers at any time. Could have beaten him, had him, but instead he punished him.
I'm gonna make you say my goddamn name, you
What's my name?
motherfucker.
What's my name? He beat him. He punished him.
All right,
he
so
refused to knock him out.
all right, so this is the game that I wanted to talk to you the most about, and now that we're bringing up bad coaching,
Oh, there you go.
Stefanski just coached himself out of the Coach of the Year award. You knew where I was going. What the fuck was he thinking? You're down 8 wide receivers. You have the starting 4 wide receivers are gone, and Baker Mayfield has the most pass attempts in a game he's ever had in his career. What the fuck? Do you think they had a game? Do you think they had a game plan before the Roney restrictions, and then he said, "No, we're sticking to our game plan anyway"?
This is why I said Jets are probably gonna fucking win this game. I was like, I just saw, because here it is. When things are too obvious for certain people, they try to go the opposite way, a la Pete Carroll. Give the rock to beast mode. He just had 6-7 yards, broke like 5 fucking tackles. Give it to him again. Score the touchdown, win the chip. No. I'm going to outsmart them on the other side. What? Run the rock with 1A, with 1 and 1A.
I'm sitting there watching this, and I'm just like,
you have an offensive line who has been hot and mauling people, and the Jets are playing without Quinnen Williams, their best defensive tackle. What are you doing? What are you doing?
not only do you throw it 53 times, you have it chucking it to people who have literally been on the team for 3 days.
Who you had out in the parking lot teaching them plays.
That's what I'm saying. You didn't and you 53 times? What? This is the NFL. There's no sight adjustments. There's no audibles with it. That's the case. There's none that this wide receiver is going to read this coverage and then make his adjustment because he knows that's what he's supposed to do. There's literally, you run here, this is all we got. Dude, he deserves to be fired for that shit. That's the worst coaching decision I have seen the entire season. You have the best running back tandem in football, and you threw it to practice squad receivers 53 times. What were you trying to prove?
At least, look, Hooper and Njoku should have had 20 targets apiece.
What the fuck,
If
dude?
you're gonna do that, then it's gonna be a tight end parade. You know what I mean? Like I'm sorry, I'm not gonna throw to parking lot receivers.
I don't even know their names.
Right, parking lot receivers. I'm not throwing the parking lot receivers. I'm sorry.
You deserve to lose that game, and by proxy, you deserve to not make the playoffs with that dumbass decision, Stefanski. Now they have to win to get in against Pittsburgh, but Pittsburgh's already.
And when they had a fantastic opportunity to play Pittsburgh
For the division.
for the crown. Come on. They Browns it. He Browns it.
Yeah, they're the same old Browns, man. I feel bad for Browns fans.
Browns did that one, bro.
And I love Baker Mayfield, man, but how you going to have him out there throwing to me? Like, I can't play NFL receiver. Why was I out there, son? I got a call. Like, and I ain't ran in, like, I smoked too much. I had to tell him no.
Yeah, that was crazy.
It was so stupid.
Though, as soon as I saw that, I said, oh, this is a perfect situation for the Browns to lose. Jets going to win this game because Jets, they're like, fuck it, we won 1. Let's win 2.
Fuck, they're going to win 3.
Yeah, exactly. They're going to win out the season.
They're going to win out the season, which we told Nice was going to happen. And then now they're going to want to try to keep Adam Gase because he got on a hot streak, and he's going to leave and go to New England and burn that shit to the ground.
He's going to be like, nah, guys, I'm hot. I'm hot now.
The hoodie, I'm going to go replace.
Adam Gase being one of the hottest coaching commodities in the league right now.
It's incredible. Yo, here's what I want to happen, though. I want him to go up to New England, and I want Josh McDaniels to get pissed off and be like, what, you think he's going to replace the hoodie after I've been here for fucking a decade winning titles? And then Josh McDaniels says, yo, I'm out. And he finally leaves. And then that's it. That's it. The New England Empire has fallen like Rome.
I think when Josh, because it's just a matter of when Josh McDaniels gets his next opportunity. I think he's gonna do something better with this next opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, you look at now that you understand how bad things really are in Denver, how bad things are ran. You look at it and be like, all right, he wasn't really working with a whole lot over there. Shit.
Of course, hell wasn't.
And then he also had, he did. Supposedly that was his decision to go draft Tebow.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So that one, yeah, you kind of deserve to be fired for that one, dude. You could have got Tim Tebow as an undrafted free agent. You didn't have to spend any picks on him. No one wanted him.
Absolutely.
Stupid. And what was it, like a second or third round pick too?
Change his position when he should have. Come on, man.
Yeah, that was stupid. So he deserved that one. But there are numerous coaching availabilities coming up this year. That's for fucking sure.
You have Houston. Him working with Deshaun Watson.
Awesome.
I mean, if if Eric Bieniemy decides to stay with the Chiefs, you know what I mean? Yeah, they could do some things out in Houston.
I bet you if the Chiefs don't win, if they don't go back to back, then Bieniemy will leave. It's just like, fuck it, but that window's kind of over for the dynasty. We might have had an opportunity to build. Let me go get this money.
Yeah,
I would too if I were him. Atlanta's going to be open. I don't think they're going to give it to Raheem. They're still collapsing.
Yeah. He had a shot there for a second, but
Jacksonville could possibly be open, and with Trevor Lawrence there and Sadiq Khan as the owner, who is like, yeah, whatever we need.
On the groom, T-Law.
With a sneaky, talented, young offensive skill set.
Not even that damn sneaky, I gotta tell you.
Well, to us, they're not. I've been saying it since our preseason kickoff show. You can go back and watch it. The Jacksonville wide receiver room is the most talented from front to bottom in the NFL. It's just nobody's going to say anything about it because they don't have anybody throwing to them. Mm-hmm. They are, as a total, they run like 5 or 6 deep, and they're all pretty fucking good. So Trevor Lawrence is going to have some things to work with, and you're looking at Trevor Lawrence on a rookie deal, which means you have all the cap space in the world to have other people come in and go build offensive line. You got a great running back already. Go get a stud tight end.
Mm-hmm.
Trevor Lawrence, man, good for him. He avoided that Jets mishap. Good for him. And he's already he's a Florida dude anyway. Just stay down in Florida.
He's the happiest damn quarterback in the USA. In America.
Yeah, that Houston job would be good, though, because you got Deshaun. And it just sucks that Billy O'Stooge leveraged away their draft picks for the next 16 years in the first round.
I mean, for Laremy Tunsil, smoke him up.
Well, I mean, Laramie Tunsil wasn't a Pro Bowler this year, but as we saw last week, the Pro Bowl doesn't mean shit.
Don't mean shit.
So who else is going to, what other, the Chargers job might be open. If I'm Josh McDaniels, I'm going there. Instantaneously. Okay. You've got Tom Brady physically, but who can move. Tall, armed, smart. I'm going there instantly.
Also, let me tell you something. This wide receiver kid, Guyton. I know Mike Williams was supposed to be next up after Allen, but Guyton, this kid is fast and he catches everything in his path, and he's a game breaker. Like, he's a game wrecker. I'm seeing it. Yeah,
that Denver job's going to be open. No, actually, they said they're bringing back Fangio for 2021. So he kept his job.
I would say, give him another shot.
The Philly job might be open.
Yeah, but let me tell you something. If he loses his job, he's getting snapped up. Doug Peterson's getting snapped up immediately.
Yeah, it's an offensive coordinator somewhere.
He may go down to Jacksonville. You know what I'm saying?
But if I'm Josh McDaniels, yeah, man, that Jacksonville or Houston, man. So
especially been in the cold that many years, man. Go get you some sun, son.
The other interesting development, and I think this has gotten Brian Flores now. He is the coach of the year because he doesn't give a fuck. He's like, we got a starting pitcher and we got a closer, and that's how we're rocking. And I don't care who's the starter next week. I just told you we have a starting pitcher and a closer. I don't care how he played. He's the starter, and if he's not doing well, then we got this closer. We bring him in.
Making all the right moves.
Dude, did you? Of course you saw that throw. That may be my favorite throw that I've ever seen. Dude, he was getting his face ripped off this way, and he threw it no look.
accurately.
on 4th and like 18.
Even Patrick Mahomes was like best no look pass ever.
It was incredible.
Word,
He was getting his face ripped off, and he still completed it.
word. That was great.
And Tua has to know it. Tua has to see that and be like, well, shit, I can't do that. I can't do that.
Listen, and Tua has the right demeanor because he came in. Fitzy was, mentoring him and all that, and he knows he was jacking up, and he's been in the quarterback room too, where he came in, where a vet was there, Jalen Hurts, and had to wait his turn. I mean, just once he got in, he didn't relinquish there, but it was always there. He's used to this sort of a situation, and also he knows time is on his side. It's not going to be there that much longer, so he's going to be chill about it. He's going to be fine.
So speaking of Miami, I already know where my head's at, and I think I'm pretty smart as a football GM. Maybe I'm just being arrogant about it, but I think I make the right decisions. Since they have Houston's first-round pick for the next 2 years, and they are at worst right now the 5th pick in the draft, dude, I'm going after that wide receiver from Alabama because you've already got Tua. Dude, that guy is an absolute stud. Dude, he's going to win the Heisman as a wide receiver.
I know, which is rare.
Larry Fitzgerald didn't win a Heisman, and this guy's going to.
Randall Moss didn't win a Heisman.
He should have, though. They just didn't want to give it to him.
He should have, but it went to a corner instead.
Yeah.
Which was also even more rare. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it was going to be rare.
Randy at the Heisman with his sunglasses on.
I mean, it's legendary.
Yeah, dude, that wide receiver, man, I'm going after him. You can let Devontae Parker be a number 2 and a very effective number 2. If you've already got Gesicki, who is beasting.
And then Preston Williams, big receiver who these guys just have to stay healthy.
That's what I'm saying. So now look at your wide receiver room if you go get this kid and let him be. Dude, he's a monster. He is an absolute beast. Like, I watch him play and I'm just like, oh, it's Devontae Adams all over again.
About who's benefiting whom? Is it Matt Jones or is it the receiver? And it's definitely Matt Jones who's benefiting from the receiver.
Man, that guy is a monster. I mean, you always see big wide receivers that are dope in college. This one's different, people. This one is going to be that he's going to do the same thing when he gets to the league, and it's going to happen early. It's not going to take 4 or 5 years. You got to remember,
like Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, Devontae Adams, this is year 7 with him. Like, he's been in the league for a while, and he's just now reaching his peak. But look what Justin Jefferson's doing in year 1.
When Devontae Adams first got there, he was looking like a little bust.
Yeah.
It was looking like he wouldn't stick on. It wasn't until the end of year 2 and then year 3, then he was catching everything. But in his first 1.5, 2 years, he had a ton of drops.
Well, so A-Rod today said that, earlier in his career when he was having issues that, there was like discussions and whatnot about like, him not sticking around, and A-Rod was always an advocate for him because he said, he always ran such precise routes. Like his route running was so flawless right from the beginning, he just had to like figure everything else out because that's the hardest thing to be really good at. Is route running, and dude, he's incredible. He's amazing. But that's what that kid from Alabama, that's what he looks like. He looks like Devontae to me. I'm just like, oh my god, dude, this kid is a woo.
Well, see, and I think this is why we have to give some more patience to Jerry Jeudy.
Yeah.
Because he's an immaculate route runner, but we've seen those same troubles with him. And then also he has a quarterback who has the douchebaggiest face in the entire league, and maybe that's why. Maybe every time he sees the ball coming, he sees that douchebag face coming at him, and he doesn't even want to catch it.
He sees Drew, a.k.a. Chad, a.k.a. Chip Lock.
Right.
There's no way his middle name isn't either Chad or Chip. It has to be.
He wants no fucking parts of it. But Jerry Jeudy is gonna turn it around. Actually, Denver is another. They got a young core of receivers. They got playmakers there, and this is with Cortland Sutton out the entire year. So we really got to see Tim Patrick balling, catches touchdowns.
Hamler, Came out of
Hamler.
nowhere.
Yeah, KJ Hamler, who was a playmaker at Penn State. They actually, and then Noah Fant, who's actually discovering himself. Like, this is the Noah Fant we kind of thought we would see when he first got in the league.
Melvin Gordon.
Melvin Gordon, balling. Melvin Gordon had a sneaky good season.
That's what I'm saying. So their offense outside of Drew Lock is actually fucking stacked.
Hell yeah, they are. Hell
They just
yeah.
missed on the quarterback. Yeah, he does have arm talent. And I'm not
Right.
saying it's over for him, but you can kind of just tell there's certain players that just do it because they're just good at it.
Put Matthew Stafford, Denver.
Put
Then
it,
you'll see.
Yeah, put anybody. So this is a good segue to actually, you know what I'm going to do while I'm rolling this blunt. Since Nice popped in and made 3 people in the meeting, it's going to make me re-up.
Oh yeah.
It's going to make me re-up this meeting, so I'm just going to close this one down and invite you to another one, and then we can just run perpetually. So let's, before it even shuts me down, I'm going to close this one, and I'll see you in a couple seconds. All right, so we are, I guess what you would say is the intermission, which is usually when I roll a motherfucking blunt, because I refuse to pay for Zoom, but I will for season 2. This is season 1. I'm just still figuring this shit out. DB333, what up, Karen? What up, Kedro? What up, man? This is, if you don't like football, this is not going to be entertaining. I'm not going to lie to you guys. This ain't got nothing to do with rap. Although Nice was on here and did let us know that he is on his way to the studio with Havoc wrapping up his album right now. So all types of breaking news on this show. Yeah. Pretty fucking cool. Tony, what up, man? Frantic. Week 16 in the books. A lot of stupid fucking football decisions this week. I don't know how some of these people keep their goddamn jobs. I think I need to stop smoking so goddamn much. I had something to talk to Carrie about, and I already forgot. I don't remember what the fuck it was. See if I could jog my memory loose real quick. God damn it. I have smoked myself retarded, I think. It's a possibility that there is such a thing. Although I did talk about last night how if there is going to be one human being who smokes himself to death, it will be me. And it will be a glorious ending because I will win out not only on top, but under my own terms. Oh, fuck, man. What the fuck, man? What was I going to say? I should have wrote that shit down. I'm not going to remember. I hope Carrie remembers what the fuck we were talking about. I'm not gonna remember. This fuck's stupid. I'm retarded. I have no idea what the hell I was supposed to remember. You know, it's funny. I'm sitting here trying to like be entertaining and shit, and I knew that if I press play on a song the second that I do it, you'll pop up, and it's exactly what fucking happened. Yo, so what the hell were we talking about before? Because I'm high and I already forgot.
Yeah, we were talking about Denver, and then we were going to make a segue.
Yeah, what was this? The segue to?
Block. Good wide receivers. You know.
I don't fucking know. It might come to me.
You could just go to Detroit and see what the fuck happened with the terrible situation that happened out there. I mean, how they just caught an absolute thrashing from Tampa Bay. I mean, I knew Tampa was going to win, but
Well, I mean, Tampa is trending.
Seems like Antonio Brown is now really getting indoctrinated into that offensive flow, and Gronk is monstering.
Yeah, no, they're catching, they're congealing at the proper time. So that was not a good look for Detroit. That was going to be a buzzsaw, and you saw Tampa's mentality. They're honing themselves for the playoff run. We're going to beat them by 50. This is not we're going to get up and
it was because this is what it needs to look like in the playoffs.
Well, Blake Bortles threw a fucking touchdown. That's when you know you're really beating somebody.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, when you pull Tom and them, Blake came in the third quarter. I was like, oh man, that's bad. That is terrible. And the third, wow. Like, we got our working guys. We chilling now. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, that was a beatdown. Arizona, good that you guys are out of the playoffs. I hate you guys anyway. I hate Cliff Kingsbury and Kyler Murray. I've been saying it all year. I just don't like that combination.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that they relied too much on Kyler's running ability when you did have a couple running backs back there who could have got the job done. Kenyon Drake should have seen more touches, but even I know Kenyon got banged up a little bit. The backup, Chase Edmonds was getting big. Ride him out, just like when Gibson got hurt on the Chocolate City Bigums, J.D. McKissick, Johnny on the spot.
That's what I wanted to transition to, and we both snapped at the exact same time. That was fucking weird. The Chocolate City Bigums. That's exactly what I wanted to transition to.
Nice.
And Dewey Haskins.
Oh man.
So I mean, when we called him the Chocolate City Bigums, I didn't expect for them to have Tyrone Biggums as their quarterback.
Like, seriously.
What the fuck
Seriously.
What does he think? What was he thinking? Because he's no longer their quarterback. They cut him today.
Yeah. Waved his ass. They waved bye. Bye, bitch. Enjoy your rookie signing bonus, because that's all the loot you're getting from us.
Yo, what was he thinking? First of all, you go in and you stink it up because you're not any good. You're another Ohio State quarterback who was the beneficiary of having 5-star blue chip recruits at every position on your team, including all of the backups. Like, it's just Ohio State. Same thing happens in Alabama with their quarterbacks. Same thing happened in USC when they were running through and had 5-star recruits everywhere. You just make average quarterbacks look really good when everyone's incredible. And Dewey Haskins was another one. And not only does he get the starting job back after some miracle of fucking happenstance, you go out and you stink it up, and then after the game decides, yeah, I'm going to go to the strip club and get pictures taken.
When earlier in the season, when the job was yours, and you caught an L from the Browns, the Doo-Doo Browns, especially at that time, because the Browns were not playing well. They were the Doo-Doo Browns. You were talking about your statistics and worried about your stats. And you said that out loud in a professional locker room. Yeah, man, this kid thinks he's playing John Madden.
Well, this is why I wanted to bring him up, because now I remember I was tying it to Drew Lock not really wanting to be good at football.
Yeah.
Dwayne Haskins does not want to be good at football. You can tell he doesn't give a fuck. Yeah, he's one of those guys. So did you?
And plus, he's playing not that far from where he grew up, so he's really the man now. You know what I mean? He's shining. Well, now you can shine right at home.
Well,
right at home with the people.
they made an interesting point that the fascination with the 5-star recruits stunted Joe Burrow's ability to get on the field at Ohio State, because they said that while Dwayne Haskins was there, they literally just whatever he wanted. They gave him whatever. It's all we want. It's all about you. Even when he wasn't playing well, it's all about you at all times. And Joe Burrow was only a 3-star recruit, just sitting on the bench, wasting away at nothing. You know, they were enamored, and that's Ohio State.
They gave away a national chip.
Yeah. Michigan's the same way, Penn State. These mega programs, you're only getting 5-star recruits. You get to pick from them.
Drew Henson.
Look what they did to Tom Brady.
Right.
Who actually
have to call the bullpen
and
to have him come in.
Yeah, and then
They did the same thing to Major Applewhite when they brought in Chris Sims. And what they had to do, sit Chris Sims' ass down, bring in Major Applewhite to save the damn day.
yeah, they're enamored with the potential and the glittery, shiny object, and Dewey Haskins just played himself
No matter
right
how many
out
stars
of the
you have,
league.
there's just something in you. You know how to play quarterback. When you know how to play quarterback, you don't need those fucking stars. You don't need those stars. You don't need it. The Aaron Rodgers was not a 5-star recruit.
He had to go to a JUCO, for Christ's
He had
sakes.
to go to a JUCO. You understand what I'm saying?
One of my favorite young QBs, if he would just fucking get out of his own way, Baker Mayfield had to fucking walk on.
Mm-hmm. He was with your man Cliff Kingsbury,
Yep.
Texas Tech. Shuck him up.
He said, "Fuck
Then
this
he
shit."
was like, I should be starting. He said, I should be the man.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah, he said, "Well, I
He
can."
did the
That's
same thing in Oklahoma.
That's another reason that I always liked his story. He was just like, I didn't want to be a Texas Tech quarterback. I want to be an Oklahoma quarterback. They didn't want me, so I went to Texas Tech first. Got that
Yeah.
starting job, and then said, "Fuck this shit. I'm gonna I'm gonna leave my starting job and walk on at Oklahoma, and go win a Heisman."
And win a Heisman. And did it.
I love it. That's why I love this guy. I love it. It just stop doing so many goddamn commercials, yo.
I know. Well, here's the thing. You can do as many commercials as you want when you win.
Well, you know what? I'm not putting this last loss on him. Yes, he played terrible. I'm putting that all on Stefanski for that game plan and the situations you put him in.
Yeah.
You were down 3 linemen. You have him dropping back 53 times. That's retarded. That's your fault.
Yeah.
And everyone's going to blame Baker. It's all on him. He had 3 fumbles, blah, blah, blah. It's not his fault, people. That was a terrible game plan. You deserve to lose that one. They probably won't get into the playoffs. Another team that lost and is not getting into the playoffs. This is another late season collapse for the Raiders. What's up with John Gruden?
You got that 10-year deal, baby. You know what I mean? And he's just like, hey, so have you seen my guy Darren Waller? Great, huh? Wait, watch what I do next year. He's like, I got Jacobs. He's teasing you with the things that he has, the toys that he has. And he's building. And he has Abrams at safety. He has one defensive end who could rush. I mean, even though they had the least amount of sacks in the league, you know, that they really do have to get better on that side of the ball, especially to help out Derek Carr, whom I like, and who has, you know, for a quarterback in this league, he has one of the highest third down percentage rates, converting them. You know, then they have these terrible mishaps. Again, you get multiple chances to beat a Chargers team who was begging to lose a game that they should have blown you out in. They were begging to lose that game, and you didn't snatch that away.
And who also have a history.
You barely beat the Jets.
I mean, they have a history of blowing games too, and you didn't let them blow the game. That's incredible. And then, honestly, they should have beat the Jets. I mean, they should have lost to the Jets.
They should have lost to the Jets. That's what I'm saying. They should have lost to the Jets.
And this last one, John Gruden, he did say, listen, Fitzmagic was hot. I didn't want to give him the ball back with, like, any time left.
Mhm.
Because we just got the same thing just happened to us with Patrick Mahomes earlier. Like, I didn't want to go through that again. And I don't fault him because you can't, that D lineman is not supposed to reach out and grab the quarterback's face mask on a 4th and 18 and rip his face off. Because even if he doesn't complete it, now it's a new set of downs and, they're close.
And Jacobs did the right thing. He stopped before the goal line. He got down. They converted the field goal. They did what they were supposed to do, and then
Fitzmagic happened, man.
I mean, listen, you say what you want about him. He earned his nickname.
Oh, Fitzmagic.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I say 24 karat Fitzmagic in the air, baby. That's what he is. So, what are you gonna do?
Fitzmagic is going to be the dopest, most memorable NFL player that should not be in the Hall of Fame. You're not good enough, dude, but you have how can they tell the history of football without you?
He is literally the most well-liked backup in the history of the game. Period. Bar none.
Dude, he's like all right, so I will recommend I recommend very few things entertainment-wise because I don't consume that much media. But Mike Judge has a new show, Tales from the Tour Bus. That shit is incredible. He does a bunch of interviews with people who were actually on tours with like all these fucking megastars like Rick James and like James Brown and all this shit. And then he animates it.
Mike Judge for those who don't know, Beavis and Butthead fame.
Dude, this shit is hysterical. The stories that they tell.
And what is it on? It's on Netflix?
It's on Cinemax, their streaming service, but I just streamed it on the internet.
Nice.
But so Fitzmagic, the reason the whole first season is like country music.
Yeah.
To like Willie Nelson, Waylon, like all these like older.
Yeah.
Every single one of them shot somebody on their tour bus.
Kitty.
All of them, dude. It's hilarious. All of them were outlaws.
Oh yeah, they all shoot people. Yeah.
But Fitzmagic, he could have been one of those guys.
Oh, for sure.
He literally could have been one of those guys, like a 70s country music rock star.
Mm-hmm.
What an interesting career. Like, how do you tell the story of...
And how many people would believe he went to Harvard? Just looking at him now. Just looking at him. This dude came from Harvard. He's been in the league how long now?
It's in the teens.
In the teens. I was like, is he like up to 17? I don't even know. It feels like he's up to his 17th year to me. He's been in the league for a long time. It's between 14 and 17.
Yeah, football players don't come from Harvard, people. That's
not quarterback. Like, it's not like he was an ill running back who destroyed all Ivy League records and all that shit, or Marcellus Wiley, who be the first to tell you he went to Columbia straight out of Oakland, even though he don't sound like it. No shade, but kind of shade. But yeah. Yeah, I don't know. He just...
What an anomaly.
That guy. He's just that guy. You know what it is? He sat back and he watched everybody. Because he said he gave Palmer props. Carson Palmer took him to the side, like took time with him. He took everything that every vet gave him, every vet QB, and he was like, okay. As soon as I get a shot, I'm going to incorporate all that. And he's smart enough to be able to absorb information. And then he's just maverick enough to be like, shh, fuck it, I know what y'all want me to do. But guess what? I see something. All right, even sometimes when it's not there, he'll see it anyway.
He does have one thing that I don't care which quarterback pulls you aside. You can't learn this, and that is the magic.
Yeah, he's got moxie.
He just has it. Yeah, I'm making this throw with my face pointing this way on 4th and 18, 34 yards.
Pull it down because they're like, I might throw an interception. Nah, he's like, and so he plays as if, you know what? I may never get another chance again, so fuck it, let it rip.
It's awesome too. It's awesome. If I just wish he was the backup on some like he had gotten like a ring,
Yeah,
and he played like a big role in like a playoff game where somebody got hurt.
sure.
Uh,
Like he had his Hostetler moment.
Exactly. His story would have been so much more epic,
Hell yeah.
you know, because then you're looking at like the greatest. He already is. It's hard to give him the greatest backup quarterback title ever, just because there are none of those playoff moments.
Right.
He's done this all on bad teams.
Frank Reich has moments.
Exactly.
Even though the Bills didn't win the chip, Frank Reich came back from a 35-3 deficit. He brought them back. You know what I mean? Hostetler, Mom,
Chip.
you know,
Yeah,
and
he won a chip.
Won a chip. Exactly.
Who was the backup in Miami when they went undefeated? Who actually played more than Greasy?
Earl Morrill.
Yeah, that guy. See.
Earl Morrill took them all the way, and then got sacked for Bob Greasy.
And then
Oh,
you even
yes.
have to look at people like Tom Brady and who else? Kurt Warner, who were backups. Like, no,
Kurt
listen
Warner.
here, you're the backup. And then,
You have to look at Rich Gannon.
yeah,
Rich Gannon was the journeyman backup, and then he took the Raiders to the Super Bowl. Then he strung together 4 or 5 seasons where he was dominant.
it just fits magic. It's hard to not. He's up there because he's just always a backup.
Yeah.
Kurt Warner, backup to fourth starter to Super Bowl champion to going to the Giants to back up because they put Eli in front of you and then you win it.
So then back up again for Matt Leinart.
And then you go back to the Super Bowl. Like, what a fucking journey, dude.
and
What
should
a,
have won that Super Bowl too, if not for Santonio Holmes and Roethlisberger.
well, honestly, if it not for James Harrison making the single greatest, most impactful play in football history.
Sure, absolutely. I hated it, but yes, that is the absolute.
What a momentum swing at the end of. Oh my God, you're not supposed to be able to run that far, dude. What the fuck?
Cardinals score there. Cardinals win that shit.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah.
Even if he just picks it off, the Cardinals probably still win.
Mm-hmm.
It was required for him to pick it off and score
Yep.
to eke that victory out. Dude, incredible.
Reps a chip.
So Kansas City is not winning the Super Bowl. I don't care. You can tell me that they look bored. This is not them looking bored. This is them. It's hard to repeat. It's just fucking hard.
Listen, and let me tell you something. Anyone who says that they look bored, don't understand, and they didn't see the absolute jubilation from Patrick Mahomes on the sidelines when they won, because he knows how easily, and now they probably should have lost. And it's been like that more than a few times. The Chargers should have beat them. The Carolina Panthers should have beat them. They did get beaten by Las Vegas, and then they barely scraped out a couple more games. So you could easily say this could be a 5-6 game swing.
Yeah. And I don't like it. You know what? If those 5 games would have swung the other way and they were like 10-5 and getting into the playoffs, then I would be like, oh man, they're probably going to get hot and make a run. Mm-hmm. When those 5 games swing and you're like 14-1, I don't trust it.
Yep.
I don't trust it. It looks a whole lot like that Minnesota team that Gary Anderson missed that goddamn field goal with.
Oh, such a shame. And then Eugene Robinson, who got his pinky nail on that pass that knocked it out of Moss's hands that Randall threw, which would have been a touchdown, and then gets caught with a prostitute Super Bowl week. So you knew Atlanta was done.
Then, as a former Patriots fanatic, see how quickly I adjusted? I'm already on it. That whole Adam Gase thing, man, it ruined my day. Oh, it ruined my day.
The is patron.
Oh my God. But the best Patriots teams didn't win Super Bowls.
Well, there's no need to go into that.
And this is from even that Philly loss. Like, come on, you put up 550 fucking yards from Tom Brady. 0 turnovers. You didn't punt the ball once and you lost. How is that even possible? You only needed to make one stop the entire game
Couldn't make one stop.
with Bill Belichick. Incredible.
It was incredible to watch. I couldn't believe it. I was sick. Sick. And I was rooting for you.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Yeah, but like, especially the undefeated year, you're looking at a team that is an all-time greatest team. And even though they didn't win that chip and people will forget them and put them lower, talent-wise, I don't know if you're going to have a top-to-bottom team better than that in the history of football. And they put it on the field. They were winning by the average margin of victory was 30 fucking points.
I would say this. I would say if that 2000 Ravens team had any kind of quarterback. I mean, they won with fucking Trent Dilfer.
Yeah.
Let's just say. And Tony Banks. If they had an actual quarterback with Jamal Lewis at running back, and Jermaine Lewis at wide receiver, kick returner, doing all this, they could have been something we have never, ever seen ever.
Well, yeah.
6 or 7 teams that year?
Yeah, 7.
7, right? Yeah, 7. We would have been looking at a team that would. I mean, even just with the 7, we're looking at a defense that's not duplicated.
Well,
But-
that is the great. Well, they always say the '85 Bears, whatever.
Yeah.
Listen,
no.
I've never seen a defense literally. They won games where their offense didn't score.
Matt Stover was the MVP. Okay, offensive MVP. The kicker, Matt Stover.
Multiple games, their offense did not score, did not get the ball in the end zone, and they won.
Their high for the season pretty much was 15 points. 15 to 18. 15, like many times won them games. 15, 12, 9, 9-0. I
Yeah.
remember them winning games 9-0.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Well, see that Patriots team is the exact stylistic opposite.
And the
Because it was just all offense putting up 54 points a game. And, well, I mean, they had Rodney Harrison, and there were studs over there and whatnot. But
let's say Al.
they had Sale, but, man, it was all, you're not putting up 60. We're going to put up 60. We only have to stop you once.
Right.
Until week 17, and it was, we eked out a 38-34 victory, and then I saw two different physical demeanors. There was 2 sets of body language exiting the field, and they should have been on the opposite teams because one team won and didn't look too happy about things, and the other team lost, and they looked fucking ecstatic. And I was like, uh-oh. Dude, I already knew it. Carrie.
They were fired up. I was fired up. I was like, when we see them again, we beat them.
Even I knew it.
Question in my mind.
I knew it when I saw that game because I was at Quad Studios watching it. And I was just like, they're going to make it to the Super Bowl and they're going to beat us. We're not going to go undefeated. This is fucking stupid.
There wasn't even let me tell you, there wasn't even a question in my mind.
I knew it too because it was too much. It was too much pressure because so even though the Patriots are equipped more than any other team that we've ever seen at handling the noise, for the 2 weeks leading up to the Super Bowl, it wasn't even about the Giants at all. Every question was about the season and being undefeated and taking your place in history and all that shit. And all that was bad signs to me. I'm like, oh my God.
The one question, and I'll be damned, Plaxtradamus said it. He said, we're going to win 17-14. He literally called the score. And then someone brought it up to Tom, and he was like 17-14. He was like, well, we score a couple more points than that. And you see it in his face like, well, we're probably going to score a couple more points than that.
Nah, buddy. Yeah. What a talented team that will be lost in the sands of history just because they didn't get the title at the end.
I know.
It sucks too because being a West Virginia kid, I want Randy to get that ring.
No, I'll be honest with you. Because I celebrated, but I was like, damn, Randy, if only you were with the G's. And then same thing when he was with San Francisco. I was like, Man, let my man get one. Let my man get one. But it was between him or Ray Lewis. And Ray would have murdered for that ring.
Literally. Yo, Flea, what up, man? Yo, Nice is in the studio with Havoc. He already popped in. And Flea, you are not going to believe this, but live on air, Nice renounced his Jets fandom.
Seattle Seahawks fan now.
He is now, well, he's been a Seahawks fan because you can't actually be a Jets fan. You got to root for somebody else.
You gotta have somebody else in the team.
So he's always been a Russell Wilson is definitely his guy. Mm-hmm. So he is now a Seahawks fan. I have renounced my Patriot. It's on temporary hold because we don't know if this Adam Gase thing is actually going to happen. But if it does, it's over for the Pats. Looks like I'm going to have to order a Justin Herbert jersey. Yo, that dark blue jersey, that dark blue Chargers uniform is incredible.
Yo, they're listen, and their powder blues, I mean,
they're the best uniforms in football.
Uniform wise, they kill it. They kill it.
Yo, that all dark blue one, because they changed the bolt too on their helmets, dark blue. Crack. That shit is incredible, dude.
Yeah.
All right, so yo, what the fuck was Indy doing, dude? How they let Pittsburgh? Yo, so here's my theory. I think they let Ben beat at halftime.
Yeah, he got some Bagno action.
Dude, he was a whole different player the second half.
Benny Bagno came out.
So then they had to have let him do something at halftime. Like,
listen, Benny Bagno was ready to go because that didn't make no damn sense.
Yo, I think at halftime, Tomlin was just like, yo, I'm tired of this shit. It just made him, like, go beat. Wouldn't it be hilarious? Because on the Pat McAfee show, since they're all from Pittsburgh, they've had this hashtag of let Ben beat all season long. And they start chanting it, let Ben beat, let Ben beat. Yo, in my sports fantasy, when they went in at halftime and Tomlin was walking in, the whole team was in there going, let Ben beat, let Ben beat.
I guess so.
Yo, he was a whole...
Yo,
if they're letting him beat again, son, Pittsburgh's going to be awful dangerous. They were a whole different team.
Yeah.
And that was a good team they played against too. That's the only thing that bothers me.
Benny Bagno in the building.
Yo, so I mean, realistically, I don't really understand what was going on with Indianapolis because you were up.
But also, yes. But then too, you have to remember that Philly Rivers does have a stench to him when it comes to late in the season and especially the postseason. Now, yes, this could have been a case of coaching, but it's hard to trust a team led by Philly Rivers when it comes late in the season and especially the postseason.
All right, so if you and I know this, you don't think Frank Reich doesn't know this shit?
He should.
So, once again, this is why I said this episode is literally, we're going to be discussing bad coaching decisions because you're up 17 points or whatever, 19-3 or whatever the fuck. I think it was 19-3, I think. So you're like 16 points, and you've got a top 3 backfield.
Yeah.
With a number 1 offensive line. Why are you just not just pounding Pittsburgh away, who was decimated by injuries on defense?
Absolutely.
Why are you putting in Phillip Rivers' hand? This is bad coaching this week, man.
Again.
People trying to be too cute. Oh, I'm going to outsmart these people. This isn't Madden, man. This is real life. Phillip Rivers does this dumb shit.
Difficult when you make it difficult for yourself. That's only when it's difficult. When you look at the matchups and you say, you know what, I see that mismatch, but they see that mismatch too. So I'm going to do something different. Listen, when you have a mismatch, there's nothing you can do about it. You cannot magically make your player good enough to match up with his mismatch. You can't do it. So you take advantage of it. That's it. That is it. That's why you can't, especially during these times, if you have a bad offensive line, you can't automatically make your bad offensive line good. It just can't happen. Can't happen. And backups are backups for a reason.
Yeah, it
So-
was such bad coaching this week, dude. So transitioning in, I love the freestyle aspect. So we can just go back to Thursday. Well, what was Friday football actually?
Oh, yeah, Friday.
Because the homie Tori is in the chat and he's a huge Saints fan. So now we got
Oh.
to talk about the Saints. So I don't really want to talk about the Saints because they're Alvin Kamara like 800.
Yeah, Kamaras.
Yeah, the Alvin Kamaras.
New Orleans Kamaras. Yeah.
I mean, they're loaded for a playoff run, so they're just getting. It's all about Drew Brees' health. What I actually do want to talk about from that game, and what I heard today was a telling stat. Yo, Mike Zimmer should be fired, man.
Yes. Agreed.
He should be fired. He's like 16-29 as a head coach there,
Yeah.
with loaded rosters.
They felt bad for him because he almost lost his eye, and then he lost his wife, and then he's lost some things, so they didn't want him to lose his job.
Well, he's lost games. That's what he's lost.
Yeah, that's what he's lost.
So now you see why Stephon Diggs wanted out of there so bad. Like, yo, I am out of this
Because-
motherfucker.
he's just like, listen, you have this guy here. Adam Thielen complains about not getting the rock, and then he sees 20 targets a game. I complain about not getting the rock, and I'm still not fucking getting the rock. You know what I'm saying? I get like 2-3 token passes to me, and then Adam still gets his 20 targets. Like, and also we have a stud running back, and we're not using him. What? You see, Stephon Diggs doesn't even mind. Like, he is a dog at blocking at Buffalo. 4 other receivers, anything, doesn't matter. Him getting these 3 touchdowns in this critical game that helped me out. Thank you, Stephon. That was just an appreciation of all that he's done for this season, because he was just getting catches and yards, converting critical third downs, as we talked about. That's why you have your stud receiver. That's what makes a difference, especially in the postseason, when you have your number 1 receiver and you really need to convert critical third, fourth downs. You have someone who you can trust and throw it to, and they will convert it for you. So,
Yo,
him
so how does he still have a job when Minnesota's defense is absolutely atrocious and he's supposed to be like a defensive guru?
yeah, that's a great question. Well, also, earlier in the season, like we talked about, as they were trading away players were getting injured, lost for the season. Anthony Barr, your man, what's his name? With the girl named not Dominique.
Danielle Hunter.
Danielle, thank you. Danielle. They were just done.
Dominique.
You know what I'm saying? They would.
Yo, why I picture a girl with one of those the real stiff hair, so her ponytail sticks out and it doesn't lay down when you said that.
You know what I'm saying? And then you got rid of Diggs. I mean, we had a good idea of what Justin Jefferson would be, but then your man Captain Kirk went throw him the rock. He wouldn't throw him the ball.
No, we didn't have a good. We knew spot on. I knew it. I see.
But I was just trying to be like,
Talking about B teams, as you know, LSU was always my college B squad, and so I knew. Watching him play, I said it. He is literally a Stephon Diggs clone. He's perfect. This is perfect.
Absolutely. Which is when Odell Beckham with the block. Forget, he missed 5 games that season, and he still had 1,300 yards, over 1,300 yards, and 12, 13 touchdowns. Like
With Eli throwing him the ball, people.
future Hall of Fame.
Oh, come on, man. Do you really think he should be in the Hall of Fame?
Super Bowl MVP, beating the greatest quarterback.
All right, so here, let me ask you this. Give him still the Super Bowl wins and still the MVPs, right? And every other stat line is the same, including leading the league in interceptions like multiple seasons and having if those Super Bowls aren't against the Patriots, They're just some team that was like 11-5 or whatever, and he still did what he did. Is he still Is he still a Hall of Famer, or does the fact that it was Tom Brady twice, including the undefeated juggernaut? I think that's the only reason.
Well, you know, Joe, it's hard for me to like drum up another scenario because I only know what I saw, and I just saw him beat the greatest living quarterback of our time, who led a franchise for 20 years, who's had one of the longest, greatest runs in sports history, period, any sport. I just know what I saw.
No, I know, but I think that it'd be an awful lot harder for people to vote him in if those 2 Super Bowls were against, like, you know, one of them was against fucking.
You know what the amazing thing is? They don't have to even think about that because they know what they saw. They don't have to worry about that.
Well, I mean, I'm not arguing against it because you understand. My criteria for the Hall of Fame is only one. Can they tell? If they can tell the story of that era of football without you, you don't deserve to be in there.
Sure.
And they can't tell it without Eli.
I know.
Even just the fact that he beat that game alone should be in the Hall of Fame if his career isn't. So
Right.
I get it. I'm very pragmatic about
also
it.
just the fact, like in the ridicule that this man endured, the aw shucks quarterback in the media fucking capital of the world. He just did it and was just like, he was an assassin, and he was undeniable in fourth quarters, and then you didn't want to see him on a hot G's team in the playoff. You did not want to see that.
No, because you know, I love clutch. That counts so much for me. That's why Fitzmagic is hilarious because he is
Absolutely.
so clutch.
Absolutely.
And that's why I'm always such a big shot Bob Ori fan. Just give him the ball; he's going to make it when it counts.
That guy. And you know what? Because I saw like they did a show came on, and it was Rudy T talking to Hakeem, and I had forgotten about this. The Rockets actually traded Big Shot Bob to the Pistons, and they were going to get Sean Elliott back. Okay, and this before they won that first chip, and so they would have had Sean Elliott on that team because Ori would not shoot the ball. He wouldn't shoot. And so because Sean Elliott failed his physical, they sent Robert Ori back, and he was pissed, and he was like, well, I'm just going to shoot the ball now. You already traded me, and you ain't going to trade me again, like, whatever. And then that was super key. It changed his whole dynamic, and then he just started going off.
He also said somebody asked him, you know, after he had retired, like, how do you make so many big shots? He said, because it never mattered. If I made it, it never mattered if I made it, if I missed it. I didn't have to answer the questions.
Exactly. And that's how he felt. That's the shit that unlocked him. That unlocked him right there. He was like, oh, for real? Oh, okay, well then watch this. And then
big shot Bob. Woo!
I mean, crazy.
Loved it.
And if you think, look at Kerr. Kerr won 4 in a row, 5 in a row. Yeah, it was nuts. But I'll say this though. Yeah. Who we talking about now?
Yeah, fuck all that shit. Back to football. Yo, so we knew Jacksonville's not going to fuck this up, and now they don't have to. They got the number 1 pick locked up. They literally would have taken safeties on every play on purpose. Sadiq Khan is not stupid like the Jets ownership.
And look who they started. I told you. They started Mike Glennon. I told you. I was like, they are not going to jack this up.
They're not going to put Uncle Rico in.
It was questionable. He didn't play. Like, they were not going to jack.
Yo, could you imagine they would not allow Uncle Rico the chance to have one of those Uncle Rico games where he goes for like 450 and 5 touchdowns?
That's what I'm saying. They were like, you and your mustache stay right there on the bench, son.
This is why we got Mike Glennon. Go throw 3 picks and go like 12 for 28 for 114 yards. We got this. You guys were getting trounced by Baltimore. You made it respectable, but it was ugly early.
I mean, it wasn't. This was all in my eyes. This was always going to be a no contest.
Yeah, I just don't know why they're putting Danny Dum Dum back in there. He just doesn't. He's not the same quarterback when he can't run. There's no point.
I've already said.
Yeah, Colt McCoy is a better version of doing that than an injured Danny Dum Dum. So
roll him out, and I don't know why you keep banging your head against the wall. That's just
because you guys are still in the hunt, in
Yes.
the hunt. So
thanks to Dallas and Haskins. My man.
Dewey.
Let it rain. My man, let it rain Haskins. And just to be honest, those strippers were terrible, too. I mean, at least if you would have had some bangers, I'd have been like, wow. Oh,
Yo, you know what I want to happen? Whichever team gets Hard Knocks next season has to have Jameis Winston and Dewey Haskins in the quarterback room together.
One is trying to eat L's and one is trying to eat ass.
Yo, so that would be the dopest Hard Knocks ever. Just have a camera follow them around after practice. It'll be incredible entertainment. So JJ Watt went off on the members of the H-Town squad because they lack effort, and he really went off and was just like, listen here, if you don't want to be here, get the fuck out.
I saw that conference, but on mute. But I saw his face, and I said, "Oh, he mad." I didn't know what he was saying.
He was going off on the lack of effort. He was just like, listen, people come in and they don't do their workouts. They're not putting time in the film room. It doesn't matter if you're 4-11. It doesn't matter if we fucking suck. There's fans that are going through some shit, and we're getting paid a whole bunch of money to play football, and we're supposed to be here to help them get through their shit and put forth a fucking effort. And then he just stopped, and he was just like, he was just like, he was so pissed because he's just like, it doesn't matter if you're 4-11. You're a fucking professional. We're getting paid a ton of money to do this.
So see here, remember what we were saying earlier about his exit out of H-Town? I think we just see it.
Yep.
I think we see the way now. I think we see, because even though we talk a lot of shit about the Chargers and how they've blown things, the Chargers, the players themselves have played hard.
Coaches blew those games.
They have played hard throughout, and he would be an excellent addition to that team. Excellent addition.
It would be incredible. And, you get to go to LA, dude. You could transition into acting and whatever it is you want to do afterwards.
Because he's a natural.
Yeah, and you're a big, huge personality because of your philanthropy and the things you have done.
Him.
Yeah, so
They
it's...
literally love this.
And
dude.
honestly, after that press conference, there's not a single Houston fan who would be mad at you for going somewhere and doing it somewhere else.
They wouldn't have been mad before that. But now Houston fans, actually, they'd be like, you know what? You deserve to go someplace else. Right.
This was 3 weeks in a row that Houston lost because of something stupid like back-to-back fumbles on the goal line against the Colts, and this one it was something stupid on the last drive again, and you could just see the look on everyone's faces. They were like, just again, like, and he just went off, and they deserve it though because you have Deshaun Watson. You're not supposed to only win 4 games. He's good for like 6 on his own.
Correct.
Literally on his own.
And he's actually healthy this year.
Yeah. What a disaster. They need a top-to-bottom rearrangement. It's all about leadership in that place. It's not even about the players because it's the NFL. Everyone's talented.
Right. And speaking of health, I saw a video recently of boy band Burrow taking his first steps, fresh out of the surgery room. So his journey is beginning.
Yeah, it'll be awesome to have him back because T. Higgins is...
I tell you,
he's a stud.
T is the T. T. Higgins, T is the T, man.
He's a stud, and they got some running backs. They just don't have a line, and they're coaching. They're it's the Bengals. They suck. So, yeah, we already talked about Dewey Haskins and his retardedness. In a playoff run. Oh, my God. What an idiot. So, Dallas and Philly. Dallas went off. The Red Rocket almost had 400 fucking yards. Michael Gallup for 121 and 2 touchdowns. I had Michael Gallup. Thank you. It helped, but it didn't help me win anything but more than like $1.70 something.
It's all right. And actually, Jalen Hurts, it keeps showing why Wentz needs to just be gone. Because you actually see the potential for growth there, whereas you see nothing but regression in Wentz.
Yeah, that's sad too. He was so talented.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not to say that Wentz can't revive elsewhere.
He won't. He won't.
Be in Philly.
Come on, dude. Come on. This isn't Disney.
I mean, well, you know what I'm saying?
We've seen this before. Yeah. It's over for him. And any team that takes a chance on him with that high of a contract, he's not going to get that same money, but he's still going to command a lot of money.
I was even thinking where he could actually go, because it's not going to be Jacksonville.
Nope.
That's going to be T-Law Town.
You know, we already talked about it. I know who's going to do it. John Elway's going to do it.
Yeah, you're right.
Either him or Indianapolis back with Frank Reich. But it's more of an Elway move.
Yeah.
It would be better to go back to Indy so you could be
It would be better to go to Indy, yeah, because at least they have
an offensive line.
Yeah, and they have an offensive line. Yeah.
Some receivers, some young talent. So you know,
I'm I'm high on Michael Pittman Jr.
Zach Pascal's been scored a lot of touchdowns randomly. Jack Doyle at tight end. 2 awesome running backs, and Quentin Nelson up front, which means your offensive line is one of the best in the NFL, no matter who else is around him. So It makes more sense to go to Indy. But does Carson Wentz make sense? No, he does not. So he's going to end up in Denver because this is another bonehead, stupid John Elway decision, and this is going to end John Elway's GM career.
I mean, I don't know though. They get pretty high in Denver. They'll forget. They'll forgive and forget. I mean, because the thing is, he gave them. Well, it was really Terrell Davis. We all know that, but those chips really sit with John, even though we all know those are Terrell Davis.
Even if we know, what is the burned-in image of those 2 Super Bowls? It's John Elway doing the helicopter. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Dewey Haskins was doing the helicopter and lost his job.
Sure did. Oh my God!
What an idiot! What an idiot! I hate people who have it right there. They're just like, yeah, whatever. I don't want this.
Okay, let's just say one quick thing. 23 years old, and I get it. You gotta you was the captain too. The captain. You're the quarterback. You're the franchise. You're the captain. Regardless of age, you need to make better decisions, but also have other players been immature and stupid? Yes. Have owners even on the same team? Absolutely. Jim Irsay got caught smoking woos and doing all popping pills and all sorts of shit, and he didn't even get punished. You know what I'm saying?
Kerry, he said it was for his girlfriend's birthday.
I bet.
At the strip club, homie.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's really where she wanted to go.
Well, I did see a picture, and she was happy. She was like, so
you know what he should have done if he should have been like, listen here, baby, I'm rich, I'm an NFL quarterback. Here's 10 G's. Go have fun at the strip club with you and your friends. I'll live stream the whole thing. I'm there with you. I got this starting quarterback gig that's paying for all this shit, so I gotta go do this. At no point himself did he take accountability for not only is he a starting NFL quarterback, which there's only 32 of them, you fucking retard. You're a captain. Your coach just got done battling cancer, and the world is going through.
It's gonna be the fucking comeback player of the century for almost fucking losing his leg in life.
Yeah, like, come on. Like, and you, during the middle of the Roni, when everyone's locking back down, you went to the strip club, homie.
Yeah, but when you're not locked in, none of those things matter. You don't pay attention to all of those things the way you should. But also, though, let's be really real. Had he been balling, would he have been waived?
No. But also, he's not the only one who went out to strip clubs. They're professional athletes. They're all at strip clubs.
Exactly.
How are you not on top of it? Be like, nah, I'm not getting in any pictures, man.
Right.
Like, we know they're all out. Your teammates were probably with you.
Son, I only allow myself to be photographed in very particular situations. That would not be one of them. And not even saying that I even go to those places. It's hearsay, whether I do or whether I don't. Nobody knows. But let's just say, for argument's sake, if one day that I was kidnapped and taken there, you'd never know, because I would never be photographed.
Man, I used to go to strip clubs with fucking rap superstars, and I'm still not getting in fucking pictures, man. I'm
Right.
good on that. Like,
That's not where you posse up to take the photo.
no, we're there to have a good time. So Jared Goff, broken thumb, awesome. That's a good $100 million investment they made.
So who's the backup again? I think it's someone we know.
I'm about to look it up right now because I honestly don't know off the top of my head. The only thing I know is that he broke his fucking thumb.
I think it's a name we know.
I should probably go to depth chart. That was stupid of me. John Wolford? Wolford from Wake
We
Forest.
don't know. Incorrect. Don't know.
Yeah, I don't know who the fuck that guy is.
Wofford? I think it's Wofford.
Yeah, Wofford from Wake Forest?
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, that's him. That's who it is.
Yes. So yes, Wake Forest did jog a memory, but not that. Oh, he was blazing with the amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it's Wake Forest. They play basketball there, and they haven't even been good at basketball in like 15 years.
Just like Duke, they play basketball, but for some reason, the G's thought they found a professional quarterback there.
Yeah, so are they even going to make the fucking playoffs? Are they in? They're going to lose. Who do they got coming up this week? They got
Should be divisional.
the Cardinals.
Yep.
They're-
Cardinals could be a spoiler, which they would love to do.
Yeah, they're 9-6, so they're going to lose and not make the playoffs because you basically, outside of the NFC least, you have to have double-digit wins to get in this year. It's a lot of good football teams.
It's funny because remember earlier in the season they said, "Oh, NFC West probably the best division in that whole conference, and you could have 3 teams make it to the playoffs."
Yeah, Arizona's out. Looks like the Rams are out. They've been
Yeah.
playing bad anyway. Their defense is dope because they got what I think is the 2 most singularly dominant players on defense.
Mhm.
You have Aaron Donald literally dominating everybody in front of him, and then Jalen Ramsey singularly is the most dominant corner in football by far. It's not even close.
Mhm.
So it's just that offense, man. Sean McVay is supposed to be some genius, and I just don't see it. I have yet to see it. I know they did put up a bunch of numbers, but when he plays against really good defenses, he doesn't win.
Right.
And they don't put up big numbers either.
And we saw something interesting. We saw Metcalf get busy this past game.
Yeah.
And Jalen gave him props afterward. You know, he shook him up and talked to him. It was like, oh, it was like respect. And I haven't really seen Jalen Ramsey do that. That was very interesting. To
That
see.
lets you know that he knows, like, all right, this guy is for real. That was
Like that. I mean, yeah. When
that was tough.
I've seen him give offensive players props like that in his career. Now he may have, and I hadn't seen it, but that was the first time I actually saw it.
That's somebody like Deion Sanders coming up to you after the game and being like, listen, man, you are a beast, man. You know?
Which, you know, he just really he didn't do that. You know
Nope.
what I'm saying? Yeah.
I used to do that though. If somebody we played against was like really went off, after the game, after it's all said and done, I'll be like, listen, man, fucking you absolutely destroyed us today, homie. Fuck.
Yeah. I know how to give props.
Yeah. I mean, I wanted it when I went off. Yeah, yes, I did. Yes, I went off today.
It was a cool moment. I was just surprised to see it.
Yeah.
I was surprised to see it.
All right, so next week is, it's the last game of the regular season, and it's all Sunday, all day. This is that Sunday run day. No buys, no nothing. So Miami at Buffalo. Miami's got to win to get in still.
Yeah.
So Buffalo doesn't. They're already in, and they can't really improve their positioning. So who knows who they start and who they play.
Could be 2 or they could be 3. So they can.
Depending on what Pittsburgh does.
Correct.
But Pittsburgh has already said that they are starting Mason Rudolph. So I think Pittsburgh, because remember, Pittsburgh lost their bye week. They have not had a bye. They are now treating week 17 as a bye for certain players. So Big Ben's, it doesn't even matter. So they're kind of like, we're either going to be 2 or 3. We need the rest more than we need the 2 or 3 seed. It doesn't fucking matter because it's not home field. I mean, it's not a bye for either of them, so it doesn't matter. So you're looking at Pittsburgh possibly losing because Cleveland has to win to get in, and Pittsburgh's playing Cleveland.
Yeah.
So Buffalo is going to play their players. So that Miami and Buffalo game now actually means something.
Absolutely.
Which is awesome. I thank God Roger Goodell made that decision years ago to change the end of the season to meaningful football.
Yes.
Yo, you remember when it used to not matter, like weeks 14, 15, 16?
Oh, yeah, because, and I remember that very well in fantasy because it was like, okay, who is on this depth chart? So I'm like, which guy do I randomly pick? Like, you really had to know the roster well. Like, okay, I've seen some things. I remember him from preseason. I think he might be actually.
Dude, I was doing that this week. I'm literally going like, all right, who's the Browns' 7th receiver? He might get targeted today, so I can, and he's going to be cheap, so I can load up on somebody
He
else.
was working at Target 2 weeks ago, but I heard he ran like a 4.40. All right.
Yeah, he worked at Target. Maybe he'll get some targets. I don't know. There's a link in there somewhere. It didn't work. I'm gonna win one of these weeks. God damn it. So that's a big game. Miami and Buffalo. That's going to be a fun one. Miami has been fun to watch because I like competent football. They don't make stupid mistakes.
They play to the attitude of their coach, Brian Flores, and he's no business.
The team does not care that he's switching quarterbacks in and out, and the quarterbacks look like they don't care. That you got to give props to Tua for that because that would be the player that it would affect the most.
And that's what I was saying. And he was used to that shit, and he came in with the respect of following.
Oh yeah, you're right. He's already used to that flip flop and shit. He already went through that.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, this is perfect for him then.
And then what did Fitzy do? What did Fitzmagic do as soon as he won? He gave Brian Flores a humongous hug.
Yeah.
Oh, good. They good. Good team chemistry.
Yeah. Good for them. It'd be dope if they get a win in the playoffs. Get at least one. Just one to, build some more momentum coming into next year because then you're really a threat.
Players back because remember, a lot of players opted out.
Yeah, then you're really a threat. Like, oh, shit, we made some noise instead of going in and getting blown out. Yeah, I don't want to see that happen. Baltimore at Cincy. That game doesn't matter. Who fucking cares? Pittsburgh and Cleveland, we already... Well, Baltimore's... Yeah, they got to win to get in, don't they? Well, Cincy doesn't. But Cincy has been playing really well.
And I will say this. Brandon Allen is a wild card. He has an arm. He does have arm talent. He loves to throw the rock to T. Higgins. And, they got a good thing going on there. If Samaje Perine, if this, has activated him, remember, Samaje Perine set the NCAA record for rush yards in a game when he was at Oklahoma with 432.
Yeah, something stupid.
He could run the rock. He's not scrub. He's in the league for a reason. So
yeah, and you never know which Lamar Jackson is going to show up. I know Cincinnati's defense is terrible, so. Yeah. And you're looking at a motivated.
What they do when they get inspired.
Yeah,
they're terrible, and they make terrible mistakes.
Cincinnati
in front of the wide receiver after you do a routine knockdown of a pass. That's just ridiculous.
And Cincinnati would love to knock out Baltimore That's an interdivisional. They would love to do that.
Exactly. That's you got to weigh that.
Minnesota at Detroit. Neither of them are in. Who fucking cares?
Dumpster fire. Dalvin Cook goes for 200 yards.
Probably. So one thing on Minnesota, do they get rid of Zimmerman or they get rid of Cousins?
In a perfect world, both. But
that's not going to happen.
But you don't get rid of Cousins if you can't see. Like earlier when they were losing, it was like, oh, are they tanking for Trev? But then they started stringing together some wins, so it looked like, oh, all right, so they'll keep Cousins, and we have to consider who's going to be on the free agent market. Sometimes it's better to just keep the fucking one you with, because that's just the one, and then hopefully you get a better coach, because Zim ain't it. And then you get some players back from injury next year.
Yeah, I'm getting rid of Zimmerman. Fuck him.
Yeah, get rid of Zim.
The Jets at New England. The Jets are going to close out the season with 3 wins.
I think so too.
That's hilarious. Adam Gase is going to he's going to take a overnight bag to Foxborough, and after the game, he's just going to stay there. He's not even going to leave.
Look at the narrative that they can create. Oh, it wasn't Gase. It was Greg the entire time. As soon as we got rid of that bounty gate ass motherfucker, we went on a hot streak. Was beating everybody. Yeah.
Oh man, what
on Greg Williams all the way.
100%. And then Adam Gase is going to leave anyway because Bill Belichick is just toying with him. He's going to promise him the head coaching job when he's done. You're going to bring him to New England and then not give it to him anyway.
Yeah, he's going to entice him with a few 8 balls.
Something's got to happen, man. This can't really be happening. You can't bring Adam Gase into such a storied, historic franchise. What are you doing?
Listen, we'll see. But when it comes to Adam Gase, it's hard to call because this dude just keeps getting jobs. So, I don't know.
They won't take his job. What the fuck?
Yeah, they won't do it.
Dallas at the Giants. Well, Dallas can still get in. Are you guys still a factor? Is it down to Dallas and Washington?
We have to win, and Washington has to lose.
Oh, okay, so you guys still in.
Yeah, so Colts all the way. We should have beaten them first time. Yeah, are they playing? Dallas is playing hot football, but I will say this.
I think your defense is better than their offense, though.
Thank you. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, so Atlanta at Tampa, doesn't matter. Tampa's already in. I don't know if there's a seeding thing going on with them or not.
Like Blaine Gabbert could beat Atlanta himself. So,
well, after that last time of Atlanta and Matty Ice Cream being up 17 and then Tom beating him again in the fourth quarter, it doesn't even matter. Atlanta could be up 8,000 points with 9 seconds left, and somehow, some way, Tom Brady will pull it out, and Matt Ryan will have that look on his face again. I love it.
I swear, Matt Ryan is looking like he's 100 years old now. I mean, he's aged a decade each season he's gone out there.
Yo, so what do you think Matt Ryan thinks about whenever he watches Eli Manning highlights? Matt Ryan's like, I got all the tools. I'm big. I got a great arm. I'm smart. I've got like $100 million contracts, and I just can't beat Tom Brady. What does Eli have?
Yeah, he's thinking that could have been me. He's like, I've had Julio Jones my entire career, basically, for most of my career. Like, yeah, I played in a fucking dome and haven't had to deal with the elements. Yeah.
Just can't beat Tom, man. He just cannot beat Tom Brady. It's incredible. I love it. So, yeah, Tampa's going to win that one. I imagine that if Tampa wins, they probably get the 3. Yeah, because Green Bay's got the 1. New Orleans has beat Tampa, so they got the tiebreaker already. So Tampa might move up to 3, which it just all depends on now who are you matched up against. Mm-hmm. It's funny because everyone's going to be aiming for. It's going to be New Orleans. New Orleans is going to get the NFC East winner because New Orleans is going to be the 2. So New Orleans is going to have to play whoever wins that one. Interesting. Let's see who else we got. Green Bay at Chicago. Green Bay's already locked up number 2. It doesn't even matter. Chicago's in the playoffs, so
We didn't talk about Chicago. Money making Mitch again.
got another brick in that duffel bag.
They did.
The head coach has now got another year. He had to have gotten another year after this run. Matt Nagy.
All he's saying now is just like, listen, Mitch, I had to bring Nick in. See, look at what you're doing now. I had to do it. Look at you now, because now Nick Foles, his fucking cock got wrapped around his hip and he can't walk anymore. So,
So I think Chicago's in the playoffs, aren't they?
yeah.
Let's
Wild card status.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting because I think
If that defense gets hot, that's the thing. If that defense gets hot, and they're finally really finding ways to run the rock with your man Dave. So,
I don't know if Green Bay has locked up the number 1 overall. That'll change. We'll look at the playoff scenario in a second. ESPN finally put up the playoff machine thing. I hate that they wait until week 17 to put that thing up.
mm-hmm.
Let's see. Vegas at Denver. Who fucking cares? Jacksonville at Indianapolis. Indy's got to win to get in.
So they will.
They will. It's Jacksonville. Well, Jacksonville already locked up the number 1. Yeah, they don't fucking care. They're going to lose. Chargers.
They're going to play hard, though.
Yeah. Chargers at Kansas City. It doesn't matter. Let's see. Cardinals at Rams.
Chargers play hard because they feel like they should have won that first time, and they should have.
Yeah, Cardinals at Rams. Who fucking cares? Neither of them are in the playoffs. Seattle at San Francisco. Seattle is in. It's all seeding for them. They'll probably win that game, even though San Francisco keeps getting W's at the end of the year. You gotta give Matt Shanahan credit, man. That is a good coach out there, man.
Him and Lynch.
They got a bright future ahead of them.
They'll say Lynch is GM of the year.
Yeah. New Orleans at Carolina, playoff seeding. Tennessee at Houston, playoff seeding. And then the big game, win, and Washington's got to win because Philly's out of it already, right? With that loss. So, yeah.
But, so now we have things at play. Doug Peterson's playing for his job. Jalen Hurts playing for a job. That offense plays for Jalen Hurts. They play hard for him, and that whole team does, and they're going to be motivated. They're going to be motivated to put shit in the ointment for the Chocolate City Bigums.
All right. So in the AFC, it's really interesting if you look at it.
Who's going to start at quarterback for Chocolate City Bigums?
They already Henkel. Yeah, Henkel or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
So in the AFC side, Buffalo's already in, but Miami, Baltimore, and Cleveland are all 10-5. So, and then Indianapolis is also 10-5, and so is Tennessee.
Somebody gonna be mad.
So you've got 1, 2, 3. You got 4 teams that are 10-5 that are not going to win their division. So one team is not getting in.
Somebody gonna be mad.
Yeah, so that's really, really interesting.
But we talked about this at the beginning of the year. You're gonna have a 10-5, a 10-win, 11-win team.
Yeah, no, we called this one.
Gonna be at home, piss the fuck off.
It's funny because we thought it was going to be on the other side of the football, though. We thought it was going to be on the NFC.
The NFC side.
So in the NFC, Chicago's 8-7. Tampa's already in with one of the wild cards. The Rams are 9-6, so they can technically still get a wild card. The Cardinals are 8-7; they can still grab one, and then that's it. So that's really, if the Rams win, they're in, and then it comes down to Arizona and Chicago will both be. Yeah, there's a couple of meaningful games. Let's go to the playoff machine and see what happens. You ever watch George Michael's Sports Machine?
Oh hell yeah! This was my shit late night after Saturday Night Live. Hell
Yeah, that was like if you didn't have ESPN if you didn't have cable when you were younger, it was
So that's what I counted on.
yeah. The George Michael Sports Machine, hilarious. I know my brother remembers that shit.
Hell yeah.
Let's see. All right, so we got Kansas City as the 1, and then Cleveland at Buffalo, Baltimore at Pittsburgh, and then Miami at Tennessee if everything ended today and we don't play. And then on the other side would be Green Bay, Chicago, New Orleans, the Rams, Seattle, Tampa, and Washington. So now let's go pick these winners for Week 17. Let's do the obvious ones. Let's see. New Orleans is going to win. That doesn't fucking matter. Green Bay is going to win. It's funny because Chicago is playing Green Bay. And Green Bay is still playing. If New Orleans and Green Bay both win, yeah, if Green Bay wins, they got the number 1 overall seed.
So they have something to play for.
They have something to play for. And you can keep Chicago out of the playoffs by winning.
Which they would love to do.
Yeah. Kansas City's the number 1 overall seed no matter what happens. So I would look for the Chargers to actually win that game.
I was going to say the same. And that's exactly what I said. I said they're going to play hard because they're going to try to avenge that loss when they felt like they should have won.
Yeah, and let's see. So Raiders and Denver. Who do you think is going to win that one?
Raiders and Denver?
I'd probably go with Denver.
Seems
like the Raiders have collapsed.
I would go with every person who didn't watch that game. Winner.
Yeah. We know Jacksonville's losing. That's a guarantee. Tennessee's going to beat Houston because Houston just can't win. Tampa's going to win. Minnesota will win that game. Who fucking cares? Dallas at the Giants. Who you got?
Oh, geez, baby. All the way.
All right. So, Pittsburgh at Cleveland. Cleveland needs it more than Pittsburgh.
Listen, you have Mason Garrett, too. Even though, let's keep it all the way funky. Since Garrett has come back from Rona, not the same player. He's gassed way more of the time, and so it's been a way more difficult for him to make plays on that other side of the field. How's it ever? If Stefanski gets his head out of his ass and just runs that damn rock, Cleveland should have no problem.
Yeah, if Pittsburgh wins, they move up to the number 2 seed. If Cleveland wins, they're in, and they go to 6, and then Pittsburgh and Cleveland rematch in the playoffs, which is
Cleveland absolutely must win. And historically, they played for crazy hard at the end of the year.
And Pittsburgh's starting Mason Rudolph. We got to remember that.
They played them crazy hard. I expect Cleveland.
All right, so what about Buffalo and Miami? Because it's in Buffalo.
It's in Buffalo. Oof, that's a rough one. While just like the scenario how New England can't win in Miami for some reason, I don't see Miami winning in Buffalo. Yeah, I mean, I get the Brian Flores story has been a beautiful one, and they could even have Tua on a pitch count and then call in a wild thing, Fitzmagic.
Buffalo is playing really good right now too.
Buffalo is playing out of their fucking mind. I don't see it stopping right now.
So we got
tough job.
Go to the NFC. We got Cardinals at Rams.
Cardinals, Rams, classic.
No Jared Goff. I'm going with Cardinals.
Especially in the NFC West.
We don't even know. We've never even heard of that quarterback before.
He does win.
An unknown quarterback and Cam Akers is out for the rest of the regular season. So,
yes, exactly.
Cardinals, welcome to the playoffs, Cardinals.
Wofford throws some waffles to the Cardinals, and they devour it.
Seattle at San Francisco.
You know what?
I just feel like San Francisco's going to win this game.
It's one of those funky games where, see, it used to be flip-flop when San Francisco were at the height of their powers.
You know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't.
Would find ways to beat them.
It does. If Seattle wins or loses, they're locked in at the 3 seed, so it doesn't even matter.
If they can't stop Jeff Wilson Jr., who's been running like a fucking animal recently, well, really since he's been getting in the game, like San Francisco's 4th string running back, and now their third Beathard I think Beathard's playing now
Yeah,
again.
Beathard.
I mean, he's playing for his deceased bro now.
And Seattle's not going to. It doesn't matter. So you're looking
Yeah.
at pitch counts for all their starters.
We may even get to see Josh Gordon this game for Seattle.
Possibly, it'd be a good idea to give him a couple reps.
Ready for the playoffs.
All right, so Washington at Philly. Washington needs it. Philly doesn't. If Washington wins, they stay at the 4. If Philly wins, the Giants are in.
Philly is classic Philly to give Washington the big fuck you. I think Jalen Hurts goes nuts, and I mean, just as long as they stay away from Chase Young, I think he goes nuts.
All right, so that sets up the playoffs because I basically agree with you.
And Hinkles, I don't know who this guy is, and Phil is going to treat him as such.
All right, so that sets it up as Kansas City, or the AFC side, Kansas City with the 1. So good for you guys. Congratulations. Wild card games.
But also, is it though? Because like we were saying,
It's not.
They're waffling into this postseason. They need to play again. A week off may do them a disservice. But
It might ignite them.
But also a week off gives them an opportunity for Clyde Edwards-Helaire to have another week.
It also might ignite them. They might come out and put up 70. So
I think this will be best for Clyde Edwards. So for them to get healthier in that regard, yes.
All right, so we got Indianapolis at Buffalo. Buffalo's playing really well. Good luck, Indy. Plus, playoff Philly Rivers.
Playoff Philly Rivers. Can't count on him.
One knee or 2 knees. He's throwing picks. It doesn't matter.
That's right.
Cleveland at Pittsburgh. Interesting game.
Here's the thing. Does Pittsburgh have a running game at this point? If the answer is no, then bye-bye Pittsburgh.
Yeah, bye-bye Pittsburgh. Baltimore at Tennessee. That's going to be an awesome game, and it's going to be a quick one. There's going to be a lot of running on that one.
A lot of running. But in this situation, I got to go with the more accurate quarterback in crucial situation, and that's Tannehill, so I'd have to go with Tennessee.
It'll be interesting to see if Baltimore can avenge that playoff exit last year that Tennessee gave
When
them.
they got pummeled. Right.
Yeah, it'll be.
If Lamar Jackson can't.
Yo, so Kerry, I'll give you a mental scenario.
If he can't convert thirds down with his arm, they don't win.
I'll give you a mental scenario. If Tennessee thumps Baltimore again, Lamar Jackson will never be able to beat Tennessee in the playoffs. It'll never happen. It's 2 thumpings like that will be in his head because he's. And it's weird because both of those teams are the same way. If you get up on them early, you kind of got them because they want to run the ball. And they, for some reason, even if it's real early and it's not enough points, a whole lot of points, they abandon the run. And we're just going to start chucking it down the fucking field.
I will say this. The Carolina Panthers in Eli's first 2 playoff trips absolutely decimated us. Well, it was Steve Smith who absolutely decimated us. Let's just keep it funky. Thought that Eli would never be able to get over the hump, but actually it strengthened Eli. So it depends on who you are as a player. But I get you. But Eli just has that fucking demeanor where you don't even know.
All right, so here's my prediction because I need my preseason prediction to hold true since I picked Baltimore to go to the Super Bowl. There's a new X factor in Baltimore.
Yes, there is.
And
if that activated him, look out.
That's what I'm saying. There's an X factor, and now they're looking to they have a huge piece that was missing before.
Well, I mean, especially now if Lamar then starts, because he's been going to his receivers more. Hollywood Brown's been catching more passes, and so if he just comes off of Mark Andrews, who they've been bracketing this whole season, which is why he hasn't really gotten off as much as he has in recent years. You activate those receivers in there, and they get going, especially Dez.
Well, now what you use Dez for, his big threat is in the red zone because now you could go ahead and bracket Andrews in the red zone. Now they got Dez. You don't want it, even at this stage in his career, you don't want a one-on-one with Dez in the red zone. He's going to win.
Yep.
So I actually kind of it'll be interesting. I feel like Baltimore could get on a run through the playoffs
Right.
and end up in the AFC Championship against Kansas City. And if they do, and you can run the ball against Kansas City is not. They aren't as good as their record. I know that's really weird to say.
They've shown chinks in the armor.
100%. So on the NFC side, Green Bay #1 seed, Aaron Rodgers MVP. Congratulations. This is his third one. Whatever, he deserves it. So Rams at New Orleans. That's an easy pick to me.
Well, I'll say this: if Rodgers struggles and Josh Allen puts up another stud game, I gotta tell you,
Oh,
the Bills' story is more compelling than Green Bay's story. I'm telling you.
it is, but
I feel you. He's like Aaron Rodgers is like the historic, and he would be like the pick. I get it, but and what's sad in all this is I don't know. I think maybe Russell Wilson gets one pity, if that he gets one pity.
I think they're going to goose egg him again.
I think he may get goose egg.
He
again,
deserves it
so.
though because you completely folded the second half of the season. I don't give a fuck. So I look for, especially if Goff still got a broken thumb on his throwing hand, has like an issue with his hand. He's not Tom Brady. He's not going to be able to get through a thumb issue. Saints.
When he had healthy thumbs, he was still missing receivers. So.
Yeah, I look for the Saints, and it's in New Orleans too. Easy one. So Arizona gets into the playoffs and has to go to Seattle, whose defense has been playing
Much improved.
much improved. I don't want to give them too much credit, but much improved over the last 3 weeks.
I mean, well, you had to have because you were all time terrible. So.
Yeah, there was only one way to go up. You couldn't literally get any worse. You're already all-time bad. Like, it's a good point. But the actually eye test on the field, they've been playing better.
Mm-hmm.
They've been making plays, I'll say that, which they weren't doing before. Zeros, there was very...
Back is a huge factor.
Yeah, very little sacks, no turnovers. The secondary was trying to figure it out. Playing much better, though.
Shaquille's back, healthy.
Oh, my God. Does this really... Does the look on my face tell you what the last matchup of the playoffs is?
Basically. Oh, man.
It won't happen this year because there's no Eli in New York, fellas. Eli Manning is not walking through that door.
Is that if they can't allow Danny Dum to get in. Colt, yes, against Tampa, I get it. I still see a Tampa Day parade.
It's funny because the game is in New York. You guys will win the division.
Yeah,
So-
interesting, but Jace Pierre.
Oh no, Tom Brady's not going to lose this one. It's just funny. Dude, I have such PTSD from those.
Yeah,
You saw
I
the
see
look
it.
on my face. That was
I see
genuine.
it.
I actually
Yeah,
had
I
fear
know.
for a second. I was like, no fucking way. I know what's going to happen. Then I don't.
They're allowing fans, so he won't even be in the stadium. If he was, I'd be like, well, I don't know. He's gonna be
I bet you
there.
Eli makes a phone. Eli keeps calling Tom's phone like every 15 minutes the night before the game, like 5 a.m. and just hanging up on him.
Hey Tom, just checking in on you.
How you been?
Bedtime, 7:30 at night.
How you been, Tom?
Yeah,
Can I come over for some ice cream, Tom?
but I mean, and here's the thing. New York had their shot to beat them this season, and they should have won. I don't think that the same calls. I don't think that, and Tampa Bay is a different team now.
And yeah, especially with AB getting really involved. So
So yeah.
if we go by then you'll have Green Bay.
But I think I would again, like I said, since we've been winning these games, I would like us to get in, get that playoff experience, get that taste, so you know what it's like. Because I see a player like Jabril Peppers, I really like him. What I'm seeing out of him, he's become a different player. Now he's the type of player that he was at Michigan, where he's making plays all over the place. He's playing crazy fast. He gets this taste in his mouth. Xavier McKinney, this is his redshirt year.
This is exactly why when that Odell Beckham trade happened, I tried to tell you. I was like, listen, man, y'all got Jabril Peppers.
Mhm.
I was on it early. I was like, dude, I love players that could do like the Isaiah Simmons. Like, God, you're playing like 7
True,
positions.
but he wasn't there yet because they were still trying to figure out what he could do. So it's when you have when you can do too many things,
You don't
get
do
lost
anything.
in
Yeah.
sauce. Exactly. So
All right, so if that scenario plays out, then Tampa will end up going to Green Bay for round 2. That'll be an awesome football game. That'll be great. 2 terrible defenses.
Rodgers still has that first game in his head. You know he does.
Yeah, that'll be awesome. And then it will be.
I'll tell you exactly who's going to go at Jamal Dean. He's like, oh, pick 6 me?
You better triple team Devontae Adams in that game.
Yo, it's gonna be stupid.
It's going to be good because then once Tom gets the ball, the same thing's going to happen. We're going right up the fucking field, man. It's going to be a shootout. That's going to be awesome. So then it'll be Seattle going to New Orleans. Interesting game because Seattle is trending upwards after a dip.
Yeah, and this sneakily enough, this could be ill for Seattle. Because they're getting healthy at the right time. People have stopped talking about them. There was no Russ MVP talk. Let Russ cook, which dominated the headlines. They stopped talking about him. And it became more Breeze, broken ribs and all that. And then, Taysom Hill, the Swiss Army knife, and the New Orleans Camaras, you know what I'm saying? So this could be a setup for a disaster for New Orleans.
Yeah, so you look at that scenario. So what if this plays out? Tampa goes to Green Bay, it gets another victory because their defense is just superior to what Green Bay's defense could put up, right? And then Seattle goes into New Orleans and gets the upset. So then Tampa would have to go to Seattle for the NFC Championship, and now you're playing in Seattle for that one.
But no 12th man.
It doesn't matter. You still have to travel across the country.
That does, okay.
And you're now leaving perpetual 70-degree weather for northeastern winter.
Yeah.
There will be it's the 12th man, yes, but there is a home field factor. That 3-point home field that they always give the home team, that 3 points will be real.
And then also, Metcalf against that defensive backfield.
That's what I'm saying, man. You could look at Seattle getting hot and making a run right to the Super Bowl.
It started if Josh Gordon is playing by this time and he's gotten worked in, especially if they play him this week and he's looking good, and then he can start getting rolling and they start getting.
Yeah, if you take Fred Swain out of your rotation and replace it with Josh Gordon, you have upgraded infinitely.
My God.
Yes.
Oh my God. Especially the way Russ throws the deep ball. Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm not talking bad on you, Fred Swain, because you do get in the end zone somehow, but this is Josh Gordon we're talking about.
Yeah.
This guy who led the NFL in receiving on what was like 14 games or 12 games or something.
It was like 12 games.
So 12 games, like for the Browns. For the Browns. Incredible. All right, so if we pop over the other side and everything plays out, we would have, let's see, Buffalo, Baltimore. Actually, Cleveland would go to Kansas City, and then the winner of Baltimore and Tennessee would end up going to Buffalo. So Cleveland's not going to Cleveland could go to Kansas City and beat them because you just got to run the goddamn ball with those two running backs.
Got to play right.
And then you have Myles Garrett if he fully recovers from the 1-9, putting some pressure. That's a big if.
You don't know how long that should last.
Yeah, dude, that shit has really affected some players, and they haven't really talked about it at all.
We've been talking about this. I was like, yo, people just come back different. You know what I'm saying? Because it affects people differently and how much it affects them. And Myles Garrett, which was going a million miles an hour earlier, just like Cam, they both plummeted hard and never really recovered.
Nope.
Whereas Lamar Jackson, he's still ripping and running like Bugs Bunny. He's all over the place.
Yeah, so that'll be. I mean, it's that.
Who have gone to Buffalo have not fared well, and it's gonna get worse because Buffalo's cold and it's gonna get stupid. So
Yeah, so you're looking at what would possibly and realistically and honestly football-wise should be Buffalo and Kansas City in the AFC title game because they're both play. But Kansas City, just because you're a defending champ and you can score it well, we get it. But Buffalo is playing better than anyone right now, so they should make the run.
Yes.
And then, honestly, I would look for Buffalo to make the fucking Super Bowl then.
Well, you got to look at it like this: their linebackers are playing exceptionally well. You got Tre'Davious White. You got good defensive line play. They're balanced on offense because now you're looking at both Moss and Singletary both having success running the rock. I mean, you have Cole Beasley getting biz. You got Diggs. You got Javonte Davis, rookie, getting busy.
So if our dream Disney scenario plays out, you would have Buffalo and Seattle in the Super Bowl, and that would be fucking awesome because that would be so unexpected.
Yes, it would.
But good matchup though. That'd be fun.
That would be, especially with the Seattle defense playing better and an offense who could actually run because you have a healthy Carson and a healthy the backup. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, whatever his name is.
Yeah. So it would be
fun
because Russ got destroyed in Buffalo. He got destroyed. So yeah.
I mean, honestly, honestly, football-wise, I would love to see Buffalo in the Super Bowl. That would be fun. They're playing great, and it would just be fun for the football city of Buffalo to be back.
Which, I'll be honest with you, every city says they have the greatest fans, but I'll be doggone if Buffalo really doesn't prove it every year. Like, the Bills Mafia is really real. Like, it is really hard to go against. And anybody who knows me, when you say New York, there's only New York City, and then there's upstate. Like, as far as I'm concerned,
it's all upstate. That's hilarious because you're right.
The Jets and the Giants, I don't give a fuck where they play. They're the New York Jets and the New York Giants. And then Buffalo, that's that other thing. They different state as far as I'm concerned. There's New York City, and then there's upstate. So, but I will say this though, I respect their fan base. Their fan base is like, they're 100 billion%. Yo, they may actually have the greatest fan base in the league. I ain't going to lie. And so it actually would be ill to see them make it. And they're playing well. And listen, who thought that they would see Josh Allen develop like this, especially this early? A lot of people thought Josh Allen was going to be a bust. Yeah. So
I didn't think bust. I thought project.
Or project, something that was just, yeah. And look where he's at. So this is ill. So, I mean, he broke Jim Kelly's record.
K-Gun.
Jim Kelly, who created the K-Gun. He called his own plays, and he had Andre. I mean, we know his weapons. Andre Reed, Lofton. I mean, he had weapons on weapons on weapons. And he beat his touchdown record for a season. And you had old Bills, Darryl Talley, Cornelius Bennett, Jim Kelly, Thurman Thomas, all tweeting like, yo. So this would actually be ill for that upstate squad, for them to do that. I wouldn't even be mad at that at all.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens this week. It's fun that they moved, like we said already. It's fun that they shifted to divisional games at the end of the year, so it actually matters. Because those last couple weeks of
Competition at the end of the season matters.
dude, that shit used to be like preseason football at the end of the year. It was like horrible.
To see Matt Flynn throw for 6 touchdowns and then get like a contract for $45 million from some other team, only to get his job usurped by a 3rd, 4th round quarterback.
Who might end up in the Super Bowl this year against Josh Allen and the Bills. We shall see.
And
So,
will end up in the Hall of Fame one day.
yes, 100%. And he's married to Sierra. Good for him. He's winning all over the place. So, my homie, I appreciate it. We'll be in touch. You'll definitely hear from me during the week, because this is gonna be an interesting week. I expect some coaches to lose some gerbs.
Oh yeah, it's coming. The purge is coming.
The purge is coming. So I will talk to you soon, homie. I appreciate your time. Oh man, that's hilarious. So week 16, playoffs in the books. Fleet, I don't know what to tell you. The Niners aren't making it. Pandemonium, the Dolphins will, so don't worry about it. Tori, we already know, man. I know you love the fucking Saints, but I don't see it happening for them. For some reason, you guys just find a way to lose in the playoffs tragically. So, we shall see. Until then, I'll see you guys next week for what will be the last regular season episode of Gray Matter. So, RIPP 333, y'all. I will see you guys soon. Dun, 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 dun.